This episode of Nintendo Pow Block is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support Nintendo Pow Block and the Boss Rush Network, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network and see which tier is right for you. Thanks for your continued support. Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rush Network. I'm your host and lots of excited Eddie. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Curry Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hello, Edward. How's it going?
We are back in the building. It's been 2 weeks that me and you haven't recorded.
Whose fault's that?
We talked my work schedule. You know, as everybody can see, I was telling Austin that I was just like, we had special guests. This week it's me and you. Last week was Corey and Andre. Great episode, by the way. Truly enjoyed it.
I know
about the Zelda discussion.
Yeah, I know. Me, Andre, and Stephanie want to have like a big Zelda discussion at some point. We're gonna maybe do that at some point for something. At some point, maybe. Depends.
Awesome. I'm still on the last dungeon. I'm about to finish it probably like Friday. Dude, I just been I got so just to let you guys know, plus if you follow me on Twitter, I have the Never review coming for Nintendo Switch. Going to be talking about that for playing with Power, and I got to say, and if you haven't seen my tweets, Never and Hellblade 2 share a lot of similarities in so many things, even though they're both individual. Man, I literally had to process some stuff after finishing the game, and kind of almost the same with Hellblade 2. So I'll be talking about that a little bit. But yeah, this coming Sunday, hopefully you guys will be able to read my review. It's the Nintendo Switch version. Definitely do give it a read when it goes live. Corey, man, I thought that I would be home early tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Sunday. After a certain person screwed up the schedule and left me with no cashier. And so I was just like, do I close the store? Because as a manager, I'm not supposed to be there. And so we started getting phone calls from other managers who know me, because I had to call them, tell them that, I got to close the store, yada, yada, yada. But I ended up having to keep the store open due to the district manager. I would say that. So yeah, it was a big mess Sunday. So I'm just like, good googity moogity. I was ready to get those registers done and be out the store and be like deuces. But we got it all figured out. It was just a mess Sunday. Yeah. So I goodness. But I am on vacation this week. It started Friday. So this Friday to Tuesday, I am taking personal time off. I don't know what my job is, but yeah, I'm taking.
How about you get some podcasts in?
I am.
Work.
I'm doing it. I am doing the MEO book discussion. The Smiling Man, cannot wait to do that.
I hope you guys are recording that on Friday because
we
it's
are
supposed to go up on Saturday. So
we're recording Friday. We got it set, so we'll be good for that. Definitely we're going to try to get Power Block in and expansion pass. Gonna try to get that. I really wish I was off. I should have took Wednesday off. Did not know. But man,
should have.
I really want to be there for that recording. But yeah, I'll be like on literally on a personal vacation.
Mm.
But I am going to be getting some podcasts done, some gaming done, some some writing done. Definitely, I'll be working my way through some stuff. So but talk about that maybe more later.
How long are you off?
I'm taking that Friday off, and it's gonna be Friday to Tuesday, and then I go back to work that Wednesday.
Mm. Okay.
Um, yeah, I took that time off. Uh, because I couldn't go longer due to the fact that I could have, but due to the fact that the schedule is kind of wonky right now, and the way that certain people are acting with their schedule, I'm just like, you know what, let me just do 5 days off to be on the safe side, and of course some in case some mess goes off, because I'm not answering my work phone. Be like, if your name don't say Corey, Stephanie, LaRon, anyone from Boss Rush, my family, some of my friends, like my one friend in Seattle, like if it's not y'all contacting me on my phone, I'm not answering it. I don't care what happened. You better figure it. Y'all need to figure it out, because I'm not coming to work on my time off. I'm not fixing no photo problems. Y'all do all of that on y'all own.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I know Saturday I am going to go up to go see Jesse. Um, I'm gonna go and see him Saturday. Um, and then yeah, I mean I was going up that Saturday and coming back that Saturday night, so um, I'll be available for other days and stuff.
Cool. Oh man, what a it's been a week.
Dude, tell me about it. uh,
Yeah.
so but yeah, how about you, Corey? How you been?
Tired, busy, tired, busy, tired. We'll get into it on Snack but we went over to my cousin's house for my cousin's daughter had a baby and it was her 1 year birthday. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what type of family member that is, but that's you can follow the trajectory. So um but it was fun. I hadn't seen them in a long time, so like it's been like 5 years since I've seen them. So um
Okay.
so that was yeah, it was fun. And just a bunch of podcasts and scheduling and everything else, just trying to keep up on everything and trying to do things that I want to do and need to do. And I've been in this real we'll get into it about what we've been playing and stuff like that. We'll
Okay.
get into all that.
Yeah. I was listening to the Echoes of Wisdom discussion and how y'all was solving things. And I'm just like, oh wow, they did that. I think it was the second it's one of the dungeons.
Hmm.
Um and one of the pieces was way at the top.
Hmm.
And I guess you guys use beds to get to it. I
It's
used
the
that little
Yeah, getting
okay.
into the Gerudo dungeon we were
Yeah,
talking about, and like the one of
yeah.
the little gold flying golden boys were flying around up there. I don't know what they're called.
Uh
Um, it's probably some sort of racist or terrorist group, the Golden Boys. I don't know. It sounds like something real bad. But
Yes.
they were floating up there on top of this pillar, right? And so I
Uh-huh.
was just trying to figure out how to get up there, and the bed works very nicely, and then the water blocks work really nice too. And then I forgot that you could like like the crawling spiders, you can like hold on to
Mhm.
them and crawl like while they crawl up the pillar, and that's
Yeah.
I saw somebody do that. And I don't know, man, it's I really have enjoyed my time with Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah.
I kind of I don't know. I was talking with Pat and Stephanie on the Boss Rush podcast the other day, and I just feel like for in the beginning it's like really open and really interesting and awesome,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then like as you progress through the game, you find yourself using the same things, and for how open ended it is, it feels very constricting towards the like oddly prohibitive in some ways.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Like I think I definitely think the beginning and like up towards like the first half of the game is definitely much better than the second half of the game in my opinion. But you know, we'll get there. I haven't been playing as much of it as I should be because I've been playing a lot of old games, which
Yeah, I
I'll talk about it in a minute.
when we get to Flavor Power, yeah. I just wanted to say that I figured it out because I was trying to use the beds and stuff and couldn't use it. And because it was the last piece I need to get. So when I went in and that little platform that tried to squishes you with the
Mm-hmm.
eye. I killed it and got its echo, and that's the one that I used to get to it. And so when there was a lot of high places, I kept throwing that, jumping on it, and it would just lift me up, and I was getting all of those and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And it was just like hearing different people's um creative ideas to solve a lot of these puzzles and get a lot of these pieces. I think that's so cool that uh that game I mean that mechanic is in this game. So it's just like Echoes of Wisdom. I definitely could see like people were talking about rating all the Zeldas and how would you rate it as a 2D Zelda. And I'm just like I definitely would put it like probably my like fourth game because I think personally for me I'll probably say Link Between Worlds is still number one. um, Link to the Past would be like number two. Uh, Definitely Link's Awakening will be it. I kind of want to say Link's Awakening for Switch might be it. I do love the Game Boy version, but I think Switch offers something. There was just something about the Switch version that I like of Link's Awakening, and then Echoes of Wisdom would be four, and then I could some other ones and stuff. So I'm like
Mm-hmm.
that would kind of be my ranking. As in for like the whole Zelda series, I think it's like in the middle somewhere. Like if I had to add it to even with the side games, I think it would be somewhere in the middle. I would just need to write down all the Zelda games or just look at a wiki fandom and see all the Zelda games, and then just like go from there. Because
Mm-hmm.
I still think Tears of the Kingdom would be still be number one. Breath would be two. Wind Waker would be three, and Twilight would be four. Still for me,
Mm. It's the wrong
and then
order.
Ocarina. You
Oh,
think Breath would be number one? Oh, Breath is number one for you, I think.
yeah. Well, it's like I don't I don't know, man. Well, we're gonna have that discussion someday. We're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna have that discussion at some point. Um, but maybe we'll do it 1 month instead of a book club or something. Oh, you know what'd be really cool is if we did that for like the holiday book club.
Ooh, yes.
Um, like just get a bunch of people together, like you, me, Stephanie, Andre, maybe Pat. Not Laurent because he hates Zelda. No, he only likes Zelda up to the Link to the Past, and then he's done. uh,
I definitely would love to see LeBron play like Tears of the Kingdom. I would love to see how creative he could get with engineering and stuff.
I do
Just to see.
I do have to say though, playing Echoes of Wisdom really has kind of solidified my thought that I just don't really care for 2D Zelda games. Like, you know,
Interesting.
like I've thought that for a long time, just because
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, I like have tried to play the original Zelda a lot, and I'm like, okay, well, this game's like 40 years old, and I know it doesn't have the quality of life things that the newer games have, right? So like,
Yeah.
you know, I've tried to get into A Link to the Past like several times. You know, Link's Awakening, like I really loved playing it, right? But like, how do I put this? I would play it for like an hour and get to a
Mm-hmm.
point and be like, I want to play something else. I didn't have the drive to like continue playing while I was playing, right? And so
Yeah.
and I'm having the same issue with Echoes of Wisdom. Like I really like the game. It's just like after like an hour or 45 minutes, or I do a dungeon or I do a rift, I'm like, I'm good for now. I'm gonna go do something else, you know. And it's like, I know that that's just kind of like the nature of the portable game,
Hmm.
uh, but like also, I just am not compelled to keep going, you know. And like, and then I find like the gaps in between playtime get longer and longer to the point where it's like, well, I'm eventually just gonna not play it at some point. Like when Mario and Luigi comes out, I'm probably like, if Zelda's not done by then, I'm just like, it's gonna go back in the box on the shelf and be and just get forgotten about until we were like, until we do Game of the Year stuff. Like, oh yeah, Zelda, it was fun, you know.
Mm.
Zelda was fun. So,
It's so weird. I was talking to like I said, I was talking to Austin, and I was just like, man, I would say right now, Echoes of Wisdom will be Nintendo's Game of the Year nomination. Hellblade 2 would be Microsoft's until Indiana Jones, and for Nintendo Brothership, it could be up there too. Um,
mhm.
so I think Sony is good with Astrobot. And then I still started thinking, I'm just like, okay, so what is the PC game? What is the indie game? What is the third party game? Like for me, indie right now would have to be Never. And I was playing reasons why we're playing with Power. I was just like, man, Never might take my game of the year for best indie game of 2024.
Mm.
Um, and everything because
That's the new game from the Greed developers, right?
yeah, Namada Studio. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just yeah, um,
Yeah.
yeah. That's all I can say. Literally, it gave me the feeling that we felt about Hellblade 2. And
Hmm.
man, I was just thinking about Hellblade 2 after playing Never, and I was just like, that's the only game I could make this connection. And I'm gonna do a boss push banner on it, and it just amazes me that these two art for games, these two pieces of media, like I I hope I hope people give them the flowers that they deserve.
Hmm.
Because man, yeah, I'm gonna leave right there because I'm not gonna give and let people know my my rating for Never, but I will say this: Hellblade 2, Sienna's sacrifice, Senua's sacrifice. I still think that's the
Senua's
perfect
Saga,
10. Oh, Senua's Saga, wherever sacrifice. That was her
the
first one,
first
right?
one.
Yeah, Saga, Senua's
There's only
Saga.
two of them, Ed. So if it's not the second one, it's going to be the first one.
I would still give Hellblade 2 a 10. Like I still
Yeah.
think that's a perfect 10.
I
Um,
still think Hellblade's probably my game of the year, to be honest with you.
mhm.
I'm I'm having a hard time picking something else. So I don't know. Maybe I just haven't played enough games this year. I mean, I know I haven't. There are games that I haven't played that I want to, but I just have been putting my money other places and need to
Mhm.
do other things. And
I
yeah.
think for Game of the Year is what we took away from that experience when we finished it. And
Hmm.
so that leads into our our discussions because I think out of just the five of us, LaRon, Pat, Stephanie, you, and me, I think we're all gonna have different ideas for Game of the Year nominations, like what's gonna make it. Um how the voting will go is gonna be entirely up. It's just that one's gonna be weird. But I think like if I can't go with Echoes of Wisdom, I think I would have to go with Hellblade 2. I mean, shout out to Microsoft. I mean, just that experience, just taking away the way that we talked about it, what we got out of it, that ending still is just beautiful. That
Hmm.
last frame is just still, I'm like, ooh, so impactful, so beautiful. And yeah. So, anything else, Corey? Should we get it? I know we got to roll and
Well, we don't.
everything.
I mean, we don't have to do anything. We can just keep talking. I don't care. I like just hanging out and talking. I mean, yeah, the show's structure or whatever. But if I mean, I here's the thing. I don't know if people know this about me or not. I've said it on multiple shows, but sometimes, stuff like this just kind of gets swept under the
Mhm.
rug. I like doing long podcasts. Like my favorite podcasts are anywhere between 3 and 5.5 hours long, right? And so like those are the podcasts I listen to because I like them, and those are the podcasts that I like to do and want to do. But I also know that nobody else wants to do those, so I just kind of suck it up and
Oh,
don't do that. I mean,
you
of course, you can, but also like, I don't want to record until like 3 o'clock in the morning. If we did this like during the day, oh yeah,
yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
I would wake up at like 7:30 and eat breakfast, come down at 8 and record until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then go
Mhm.
about my day. But this isn't our day job, right? So I can't do that.
Right. And like we said, do like I said, doing Power Block in the morning or during the day, there's just something different about the atmosphere during the recording. Because
Oh,
you
you mean
know,
because we're not dead tired?
yeah, true, yes.
Oh, okay.
And plus, we get like breaking news coming at us at that time and
Right.
everything. Uh, so,
Yeah.
um,
We're recording on a Monday, by the way, which is very unusual for us. Which is
yeah,
probably better for the show in case anything happens like over the weekend or like on a Monday or Tuesday or whatever. Like we can just do a cut in or whatever. But you know,
shoot, I'm always down for that.
I know.
Um, so, well, let's. I guess should we do the housekeeping or should we just like keep it moving?
Uh, what are you in a hurry to get out of here? What's going on?
No,
You
no,
got a
because
date? You got a hot date?
no. Corey, I wish I did have a hot date.
uh, we can make
I
that
was
happen,
tell
Ed.
please do.
I just need your headshot and your email address, and we'll figure it out.
I'll send you something on from
I,
Facebook.
I can't
Copy
I
and
can't
paste.
I can't promise what they look like, but we can make something happen.
Hey,
Mm. Swipe, what is it? Swipe left on Edward Varnell. Is it swipe right or swipe left? I don't know I don't know.
swipe. It's
I
swipe
wasn't
right.
I wasn't dating in the Tinder era, so I don't know which way it goes.
I wasn't dating that in any era, so good luck and God bless.
Mm,
uh,
mm.
well, if you want to support Nintendo Pop Block and our other podcasts, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Network. Subscribe to two tiers on our Patreon can grant you perks like the new exclusive post shows, voting rights for Sporticast and Video Game Book Club, exclusive question threads for Spotlight Podcast, early access to After Dark, and more. As always, though, your viewership and listenership is easy for us.
Uh-oh.
Subscribe to the Boss Rush Network on YouTube and like this video. If you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, goodness.
Ed's phone is ringing, everybody. Here it comes. Uh-oh. Let's see what it is. What's going on? Who is it?
Oh,
Answer it on.
it's Larry.
Oh.
I'll have to
Tell him
call
we're
him
busy.
back.
Tell him we're busy.
I'll call him back because
Larry. What's Larry up to these days? I haven't
being
talked to him in a
awesome.
while. I haven't talked to Larry or Jesse in a long time. I feel bad because I'm a terrible friend. I'm an awful friend, but you know.
Like, I'll call you. I will call you back. Yeah, because
so even the last time we
Yeah.
talked about you, like, going up to wherever and going to see Jesse. I was like, oh, I should text Jesse, and guess what? I didn't do.
Text him.
Nope. So
Yeah. So, but yeah, everybody, I'm sorry about that. I was just like, I'll call you back and everything, guys. Yeah. So you guys know, where to find us. Look, I just gave up for the housekeeping. Like,
so
here.
yeah, but so here's the thing: we are trying to. I don't want to say the quality of this show has dipped, but the quality of the other shows has raised, and so we're trying to like. I don't want to say we're changing the show because we're definitely not changing the show. We're keeping this format. We want to add we want to add people to the show, and I've already talked to Andre and Austin. We're kind of in a Discord group chat, all four of us, and I know they want to join when they can, but we want to be able to we want to be able to have like 7 or 8 people to pull from that are like
Mhm.
kind of semi readily available, like Friday through Monday night, just in case, because Ed's schedule, right? And so we want to be able to like have a full roster of people. And not that like I don't enjoy just sitting here with Ed, but you know, the more the merrier, right, Ed? So
Yes.
that's we put tweets out on the things and the whatever's the social medias, right? And so we're trying to find some people to want to just hang out and talk Nintendo with us. Now, granted, we know Pow Block is quite the time commitment. So just be aware of that. But
Yes.
we want people that want to talk about Nintendo and talk about the things that we want to talk about and hang out and have fun and, you know, chit chat and, maybe go a little bit more off the rails than normal and, kind of merge that conversational type stuff into the show with the news and the snacks and the questions and the games and everything,
Yes.
because
Like we like we call them side tangent.
yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Side tangent. So, um, anyways, yeah, that's just kind of where, you know, if you wanna hang out on Pow Block either as a guest or as just like a, you know, maybe a semi regular or a, whatever,
Hmm.
tell one of us. Probably Ed,
Yes.
but tell one of
Yeah.
us
Yes. I
in
would
Discord or
love to.
Twitter, one of
Yeah,
those.
I'll be reaching out to people.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I want people that like fit our, like Andre is like Andre and Austin are perfect, but I just know they're not available all the time, right? Because like Austin
yes.
works like long hours and Andre's hours are always all over the place, and trying to match his hours up with your hours is like a nightmare.
Hmm.
No offense to either of you. I'm just saying, I mean, it is
Our
what it is,
we
right? And so
yeah.
that's and
You
then
have
me.
you have a straight 9 to 5, just to say. I would
Well,
say
yeah,
that.
but like I can also only record after my kids go to bed because I try to be a decent person, helper. uh, so yeah, but yeah, we just want to talk more Nintendo with more people, and yeah. hmm
Yes.
Anyways,
So,
what shirt
because
is that,
definitely
Ed?
when this is the Wholesome Games shirt.
Oh, not to
Uh,
like derail the subject already, but I couldn't
no,
see what that shirt was. I
so,
thought it was a Kirby shirt.
so I wore the shirt at PAX. And the because Wholesome Games was also there, also had the shirt on. I got this one and the yellow one, for because uh, normally when they do the Wholesome Direct, they always put a shirt out for like for a cause or something. And so every time they put it out, I'd be like, let me go get it, because when Kim Chica said, hey, this is the Wholesome Direct and everything, I always ask her, are you guys dropping shirts this year? And have you seen the design and stuff? She's like, yeah, we're doing the shirts, we've seen the design, you're gonna actually love them. So, and I tell her, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to order it and stuff. So yeah, when they drop, I ordered them. I also got like a desktop kind of for that they had out, um like a mouse pad kind of thing that they have. I also got that one too. So I'm super excited and everything. But yeah, Wholesome Games, I think they're doing another director in December. But yeah, Wholesome Games, I support big time. Like even to seeing them at PAX East, I was just like, I mean PAX West, I was just like, oh, I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. Over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, they're pretty great. Kim Chica's pretty great. They're all great.
Yes.
Everyone's great.
Yes. Well, Corey, what do we have coming up? Like I said, everybody, I mentioned my Neva review. I am going to be doing a also a Buster's Banter, and I still got my top 5 fall foods that I will be releasing. So you guys can check that one out and maybe agree or disagree. Everybody already know that Sloppy Joe's is on the list.
Mm.
Um, but there's actually
Sloppy
more.
Joes.
Yeah, man, I wish there was like a fast food, not fast food. I wish there was a restaurant that literally sold Sloppy Joes around here because I just have a taste for it so bad.
Mm. My mom used to make sloppy joes all the time. I used to put like shredded cheese on them. It was pretty good. So, not that that really matters to anybody, but it was good. So, oh,
Yes. Also, everybody, I forgot to show you this. I have my alarmo. I know
wow.
it's backwards. Yeah, I the day they announced it, I put in my order. And it took about a week, kind of. Um, uh, a lot of people were getting it before me and showing it, but I was like, well, I'll probably be getting mine. I thought that it was coming out like next year, but I think it's gonna be in stores, in certain stores like next year and stuff. But yeah, I was able to get it. I haven't used it yet. It's still in the box. I'm gonna be setting it up tonight, but I kind of just wanted to show everybody that I had one before I take it out and use it because I'm I need an alarm, and hearing like Mario and Zelda wake up Link that's going to be very helpful to me, I should say.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice.
um and then I also have, if you guys did not see, uh, this is a non-Nintendo thing, but I have the Metaphor ReFantasio collection for Xbox, because I'm doing the review for this game. Like I said on last episode, it's gonna take me about 2 weeks, hopefully, to get through this game. And like I said, I'll talk about this. I'll talk about this game definitely in Playing with Power. Um, but yeah. Oh, and then one more game, Corey. I'm sorry. The
Mm.
Final Fantasy collection. It's an
Mm.
anniversary edition. It's
Yeah.
different than the one that they released before. And I'm just like, is there a difference?
I think well they were released like like those anniversary editions were released on Steam and then PlayStation and Switch, right? So like I think
Hmm.
it's like a 1 year anniversary release. So I'm not
Okay.
100% sure.
Yeah, because I was able to order this one for Square Enix themselves. I think the other ones you weren't able to order. You had to go like through Play Asia.
Hmm. Hmm. But yeah, I would like to get I would like to get that, but man, $75 for that is like I mean, I know it's like a good deal
Yeah.
in theory. It's just like it's just a big pill to swallow. I do want it though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want the physicals and
I,
the kind of stuff, but
Yeah, because I really want to play Final Fantasy 3/6, um, because I never got to beat it on Super Nintendo, and I know
yeah.
I have the Final Fantasy 3 on the DS, that
Hmm.
remake. I have that one, but I'm like, literally 1 to 5. I mean, 5. I played a little bit on PlayStation 1 when I got the Chrono Trigger collection.
Hmm.
Um, I did play a little bit of that, but I'm just like I because of all of these are on one cartridge. I'm like I want to play 1 to 5. I never played 1 and 2, and never played finished. I never finished the DS3. Um, never fin. I think 4 also came to DS, but I never finished that one too. I think I got 3 and 4. But I'm like I want to play them in their original way that they were made, just with these new graphics and
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah. No, I get it. I just I would really like to, but I mean, there's only like a couple on there that I would really even care to play, which would be
Mm.
what 4, 6, and I guess maybe one, right? Like one is, I mean, just to have it physically, but um, I don't know. I'm really struggling with the game collections and what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Right? I'm just
Yes.
I'm a terrible gamer. I wish I was a better gamer, and I wish I wasn't so spazzy all the time. I just feel like my brain is all over the place. And it's like I want everything, but I know I can't have everything. So why should I buy any of it? You know what I mean?
I
Like I'm just like, oh my god, it's a collector, like OCD,
Corey,
ADHD,
when
crazy
you
autistic brain of mine is just.
when you send
Ugh.
me the Zelda statues, I'm like, I need all of
Oh, I know. I
these.
pre-ordered them already. I know,
Oh wow.
except
Yes.
except for Zelda because she's not available on Amazon yet. But Link and Ganon are already on
Ganon,
Amazon. Which
that
I thought
Zelda
about. I'm
statue
like,
look good.
I don't really care about Ganon, but I gotta have this set. There's only 3 of them, and then I
I,
fell down the rabbit hole of like, okay, well, there's 2 Twilight Princess ones that I would really like to have. Like the Twilight Princess
mm,
Zelda is amazing looking.
yeah.
The Link looks stupid, but Link's like whatever. And then the Skyward Sword Link is really
I
cool looking. And then they have a set a Link Between Worlds Link in
mm,
Zelda, which are really cool.
ooh.
And then I fell down the rabbit hole of looking at the Xenoblade ones and the Fire Emblem ones. And then there's a Metroid Dread one. And then there's a Zero Suit Samus one. And then I'm just like, oh my gosh,
I
I
love
need
Zero
like
Suit
10,000.
Samus.
I need like $10,000.
I will say, going back to Zelda, I love the Twilight Princess design of her.
I
Like
know,
I
dude. The
still,
Twilight
oh,
Princess, like when I think of Zelda, and it's not just because
mm-hmm,
Twilight Princess is like my favorite Zelda, but when I
yeah,
think of Zelda in like a quote unquote mature looking kind of
mm-hmm,
like a Zelda game, that's the Zelda I think of. Every time I think of Zelda, the first Zelda I think of is Twilight Princess Zelda. Now, obviously, Breath of the Wild Zelda is like very clearly prominent. I actually think the Tears of the Kingdom design of Zelda is much better. I like
yeah,
her braids and like the white gown with the green kind of sash on the front, right? Like when she goes
mm-hmm,
back, right? When she falls in
yeah.
the pit and goes back, right? And that might be the most aesthetically pleasing version of Zelda to me. But when I think of Zelda, I think of the Twilight Princess Zelda.
Twilight, the Princess from Twilight, Zelda from Twilight Princess really has that movie quality to her in
Hmm.
design and look. And I'm just like, okay, now, like now seeing no Sony and Nintendo working together to make the movie, and people probably will say what they're gonna say on how that turns out. I literally could just see her. I could just see that Twilight Princess Zelda in that movie, and it's just like, oh man, just a nice shot of her and just the way that she looked, like wide shot or something. I, yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, Twilight Princess, man, I love that Zelda. Seeing her, the first time seeing her when she's in the castle, I'm just like, this is a whole new level for Zelda, because I still think Twilight Princess has this dark. It used this dark elements very well in
Hmm.
that game.
Yeah. And then like I was looking at some of the first 4 figure stuff.
Hmm.
Um and like they have like the Breath of the Wild statues, right? Of like they have Link and Zelda and then the 4 champions, right? And they're all like $70 or $80 a piece, right?
Hmm.
And the Zelda and Link bases light up, which are really cool. But then they have like the first 4 figures Midna one that's like the 13-inch tall
Uh,
Midna that's like $600.
ooh,
And so like I was like, man, I really want that. But then I started going on Etsy and looking at the 3D printed model ones and I'm like,
yeah.
these ones look awesome, but I know when they get here they're not going to look like this. Because it's like her like using her magic, like she's like in like this action pose and like she's using
Yeah.
her magic while like, you know, like holding the mirror back, right? And like the big mirrors behind her, and that's kind of like the backdrop of the statue. It's so cool looking, but like I know it's not going to look like that when it gets here, so I'm like, I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, I know. And when you said 600, I'm like, shoot, that's 4/5 of my PlayStation Pro, which I gotta kind of take some money out and put that on hold so that I could buy it in
Yeah.
probably December. I probably won't get it in November. I'll probably buy it in December. Because I still got to figure out how these Black Friday deals are gonna go. So I told my the other manager, I'm like, I'm just doing an order. I'm just gonna do all my Black Friday at Best Buy online, and then go Sunday to go pick up my stuff. Because I'm like, I already know that I'm gonna have to work Friday to Sunday. I already know. Um,
Yeah.
so to avoid all that traffic and all that nonsense, I'll just order my stuff. I'll hit Target when everything get ransacked, but I'm like, hopefully the game deals be like really good this year. Um, because outside of Star Wars Outlaws, um, Visions of Men is the one I need to. It's the one I need to get, and then Dragon Quest 3 probably won't be on sale, but I know I need to get it after Brothership. So yeah.
Yeah.
But Corey, how about we get into Snacktendo?
Snacktendo.
Um, I just had Chipotle.
Mm,
I haven't tried the McDonald's chicken mac yet. Um, but
mm,
we got some Cheeto fries with ranch flavor on them. I haven't tried yet.
mm.
Um, so I'll try them when I go back to work. But I kind of uh like yesterday night, due to the fact that I thought I was gonna be by myself, I just ordered Chipotle and just be like, look, I'll just eat this and everything in front of everybody at the counter if I got to.
Mm.
Did have some Domino's. Have pepperoni, have sausage, and a supreme extravaganza. Z. Um, had that. Pretty much that was it. Nothing new yet. I did try the pumpkin spice Starbucks Frappuccino that they
Mm.
sold at the store, and I drunk
Mm.
that all the way down and be like, okay, it's suburban enough,
Mm.
and then kept it
Mm.
moving. But the cranberry Sprite is out. Man, I love that flavor of Sprite. Sprite. It's kind of their Thanksgiving slash holiday slash Christmas kind of drink.
Mhm.
Um, our grocery store had it, and I was just like, yes, they got it out. And so I definitely got one, and like, man, it hits the spot just nice. Didn't know that Sprite and cranberry would go so well together, and it's just so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
but also, I know you went to Chuck E. Cheese a while back.
I
I
did.
now
Well,
long.
we can talk about that because I didn't we haven't recorded together since then. So
Yeah,
I can talk about the Luigi's Mansion. I forgot we didn't talk about the Luigi's Mansion arcade game yet.
I love that one game. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Uh, but go
Um
ahead, Corey.
but I mean, since you and I recorded last, there have been almost 3 weekends in between that. Uh let's see. Pizza, lots of pizza. Let me tell you, cheese cheese pizza from Domino's is really good. Um,
Yeah.
I so like I said at the top of the show, my cousin's daughter had a baby a year ago, and it was her first birthday, and we went over there and we had like pizza and all kinds of junk food, and it was good. Um, man, cheese pizza is really good. Sometimes like I like toppings, right? I like,
Mm-hmm.
bacon and jalapenos and pepperoni and all that stuff, right? But like sometimes you just want cheese, you know, and double cheese, you know. So,
Yeah.
it's that's what I had. And then there was like a lot of dessert. Sorry, I keep getting text messages and I don't know. Where was I at? Oh, and then we had like chocolate. There was chocolate covered Oreos and cake and cupcakes and all kinds of stuff,
Ooh.
right? And yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. It
Cheese,
was good.
I was, I
It
will
was
say
good.
cheese pizza doesn't lay heavy on your stomach, so you're able to eat more pieces,
Hmm.
because there's not nothing extra for it. And I
Yeah.
like Domino's cheese. Sometimes I will order like extra tomato sauce with if I'm just doing a regular cheese pizza, just to get a little bit filling, because I know I'm like, man, if I run through this whole cheese pizza, I'm gonna still be hungry.
Yeah. It man, it was really good. I went up for seconds and like just man, it was so good. It was so good. So good. I love pizza. So
Yes.
good.
Look, I'm not still not gonna lie. I still think that Chuck E. Cheese still got some good pizza. Say what you want, but I'm like, shoot, as adults, we would eat that mug up at the birthday parties.
Yeah, it was man, I've actually never had Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I had never been to Chuck E. Cheese until we started taking my daughter. Like I just never been to Chuck E. Cheese. So
Oh, really?
yeah. It was yeah. So that's man, I keep looking at this doc and I keep trying to add the questions and then we keep
Mm-hmm.
talking and I have not added the questions, man. I keep getting distracted. I'm like, this is how my brain works, man. Like I'm just all over the place. I'm like, I have the doc over here, I have the Discord down here, and I have Twitter and all these other social media things open over here for questions, and then you're here in front of me, and then over here I have my emails because I have 200 unread emails in my inbox because I get so overwhelmed that I just ignore them until they build up and build up and build
Yeah.
up, and then I just end up deleting half of them and just being like, "Oh, I didn't see it," like I'm
Multitasking.
I am a crazy person, man. Like the way my brain works, and it just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, I look just be happy that your brain functions like a normal human being. Okay, it's like, oh, I don't even know how to describe how my brain works. Anyways, Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, it just like we never went to Chuck E. Cheese. There was a place called like Mark's Pizza around.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the same thing, right? It's kind of like,
Yeah.
arcade tickets, tokens, whatever, singing robot band that was really creepy. Uh so we would always go there, and then the Pizza Hut opened by my parents' house and they had arcade machines in there. I mean, like three, right? They had like Ninja Turtles and the Konami classics, right? They had Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
Simpsons, and X-Men were the games that they had, right? So
Every piece of joy somewhat had that.
yeah.
Our
And then
Pizza Hut had the Nintendo variety one, so I would always play like Double Dragon for like 2 minutes, and then that was it.
yeah. And then they had like the 8-in-1 Namco classic collection of like Pac-Man and what Centipede and whatever else. Maybe that I don't know. I
Namco
don't I
did
don't I don't know
six
what
di-
games were in it, but you know what I mean.
six different versions of
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, like Pac-Man Junior or whatever, and
Pac-Man Junior, Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man 3D. Just be like, what the heck?
yeah, and then like what Defender or whatever, like one random shooter game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Uh, so like we would just go there because it was like 5 minutes from my house instead of 25 minutes, which was fine because it was the Pizza Hut with the buffet. Remember when Pizza Hut used to have the buffet,
Yeah.
and then like we'd go there and eat pizza off the buffet, and then played those arcade games, and then whatever. But man, and then CC's came around with the cheap buffet. Remember that? Oh, have you ever been to
We
CC's
never did.
Pizza?
I've never been to CC's. It never came here.
Man, dude, I used to love CC's so much, and then I wondered why I weighed 350 pounds.
Well, because we had Ponderosa during that time. So
We
we
had
had
Ponderosa
Ponderosa.
too.
So Ponderosa was up the street, probably about 10 minutes from where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut is where our Walmart is at right now. Our Pizza Hut used to be around there,
Hmm.
right by Denny's. And now we just got a Pizza Hut like by our DMV and stuff because they kind of moved.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so any kind of pizza place, like anything that was like Chuck E. Cheese and stuff. It's a place called Fun Harbor, and that was by our mall, which was like 15 minutes away from us. But then they closed down. And like when Chuck E. Cheese moved, because I thought they went out of business. No, but they closed. They had moved out of state, and then they built a new one right where Six Flags Great America is at for the
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Mm.
And I was just like, oh, what the heck? Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Man, garbage pizza is so good. Man, dude, CC's used to have like they had like they used to have like the macaroni and cheese pizza,
Uh-huh.
and then they had like the chicken parm pizza at one point. And it was all like nasty, gross stuff, right? But like, and then you go up there and get like the cheese, and like you'd put like 10 slices on your plate and try to eat it all because you're like, oh, I only spent $6. I need to eat it all, you know? And then like after you were like busting at the rim, you're like, oh, the cinnamon rolls are out. Let's go get those. You know, and like you'd go up there before everybody else and take like all of them, so they would have to bring more out.
And I remember seeing the commercials for CC's, but they didn't have them here because I think they were all in Chicago.
Yeah. So man, CC's, there's still one by my parents' house, I think. I wonder how much it costs to go there now. Probably like $8 or $9. Probably $10. I'm gonna say $10. I'm gonna say 10. That sounds right. Man, now all I want is a garbage pizza. Anyways, what were we talking about? Food.
Uh, yeah.
The Nintendo. Yeah. So we did that, and then man, what else did I eat? I don't know. There's something else I ate. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what we ate last weekend. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, I know the
It was
little
like 12 days ago. I don't even remember.
I know the little Debbie's holiday zebra cakes are out. I'm like, oh dang it.
Mm. Yep.
You know, everybody, I have not tried the Shaquille O'Neal gummies.
Why not? Come on, Ed.
I just
counting on you for that.
I'll try it next time. Yeah,
man.
I know definitely when I go see Jesse, we'll definitely try to hit some spots up there and get some food. Yeah,
nice.
So.
Nice. I need to text Jesse.
I'm super excited to see him. Just like, man, I haven't seen you in a long time. We talk on the phone, but I'm like,
I'm a terrible friend, man. Like, there are so many times I'm like, I need to text this person. I need to text that person. I'll text them back. Even so, a recent example, Edward Varnell, is Roger from Gamerheads.
Yes.
He texted me like 4 days ago. And I just texted him back today. and I'm like, and my wife and I argue about this all the time. We're like, nobody's bad at texting. Why doesn't anybody ever text us back? And it's like, well, I'm a terrible, I unless I'm like, I don't know. I only text my wife back immediately. She's the only person I text back immediately. And I'm just like, I'm terrible at texting people, man.
There's been times I had text you to be like, hey, bro, Hill, how you doing?
I know. And I see it. And I have I'm like at work, I have a whole screen dedicated to messaging apps, right? Like I have my I have my phone messaging app mirrored on my computer. So that's up. I have Slack open, right? Which is like my work, communication thing. I have Discord open, which I never use, but it's still open all the time. I have, various social media networks open because like that's my job. And it's like, I have all these messaging things open. And then like, instead of taking the time to like click the message and read it and reply to it, I'll just go and click them all so I don't have any notifications. And then I'll just not answer them. Like, what are
Uh,
you doing? It's like, oh my gosh. Dude, this is the
and
best.
and
This is the best episode we've had in a while, I think.
yeah. And I just normally I'll be like, well, Corey didn't text me. I'm like, let me text him so I could at least just let him know that I'm alive and well. Just say hi,
Mm.
send him some encouragement, send him some love. And sometimes this is the thing about you. I'll be like, hey, bro, Ham, what's up? I'm proud of you. Keep it going. Nope. I'm like, Corey. I'm like, what I do? What I say? Nope.
So yeah, and it's like I just told you, I just got like 5 text messages just now while we've been recording, and I'm like, I opened them just so like the little red number goes away on the messaging app. uh,
uh, uh, the life of adults and technology. So,
yeah, yeah, I should probably answer some of these, but we're recording and that's rude.
yeah.
I should at least
Uh,
read them. Nah. Uh,
that's that's why that's why I always try to at least make sure that I uh text you and everything, because I don't even think I text you when you was on vacation and stuff. Um, I know you sent me some messages with some pictures and stuff, and I responded that way. But I'm just like, he's
wait,
on
when did I
vacation,
go?
he's out of
When did I
town.
go on vacation?
You remember you went out of town that weekend? The
Oh,
weekend that me and
last week.
Austin.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you recorded without me last weekend, right? Because I went out
Yes.
of town. I remember what I did
Yeah.
last weekend now. You know what we got? We got pizza, and then we got what else did we get? We got Subway, which was actually really good for some reason. And then we got Chipotle, and then I cooked some chicken on the grill with some Cajun seasoning, and then I got this like mixed. I mixed it in with the Cajun seasoning.
Mhm.
I got this chili lime salt, and I mixed it in
Ooh.
with the Cajun, and it put like this really crazy crust around the chicken, and it's like really good. But I'm sure like it's super high in sodium, and it's probably terrible
Mhm.
for me. But I don't care. It was
Was it
really
like
good.
mouth watering, like the taste of it with the season? Just like, ooh, this is a good
It was really
combination.
good. It was really good. I gotta tell you, it was really good, and I did it again this weekend. So I
Oh,
actually ate it for dinner
nice.
tonight. Actually, because
Because
that's my
I
dinner
know
now, right? Because like
uh,
like I eat the same thing Sunday through Friday. I eat the same thing, right? For breakfast
mhm.
and dinner, I eat the same thing. So for breakfast, I'll eat 2 eggs and a banana in a low carb wheat wrap. Right? That's my breakfast. That's all I'll eat.
Yes.
Right? And then I don't eat lunch. And then for dinner,
Yes.
I'll eat 3 pieces of this chicken and
Mhm.
a salad and some sort of vegetable, right? And
Is
that's
it like chicken breast,
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah,
boneless?
it's
Okay.
boneless white meat chicken breasts. Yeah, it's
Oh,
so
okay.
like I have to make that chicken interesting because
Mhm.
nothing else I eat is interesting, right? But also I can't like deep fry the chicken because that's terrible for you. I can't bread it. I can't so I have to find these interesting seasonings to put on it, right?
Mhm.
And so yeah,
Because
this was
you're mostly grilling the chicken,
mhm.
right?
Yeah, and
Or
I need to clean
bake.
our grill. No, don't bake it. No, baked chicken sucks. Gotta grill it.
Okay. I know bake takes a little bit longer. Um,
It doesn't taste as good.
True. Well, once again, seasoning. Like you gotta season it right. You gotta like season it right before you like even make it. Look, I,
Yeah.
when I see my mom season it, I be like, oh, I know this chicken about to be anointed as ever.
Yeah.
She'll bake it or she'll slow cook it, and man, when that chicken fall off that bone from the slow cooker, I'm like, oh yeah, Scott. But that's my black tail.
Hmm.
Uh, and everything. Cause yeah, I think you went out to Columbus?
Mhm.
Question mark.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was there for the whole weekend.
Mhm.
And everything. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun.
that's good.
Um Sorry, that was actually an important text. It was from work.
Oh,
Because I'm on the clock all the time now, right? I don't stop. Uh, there's an event this week, and there's somebody that needed something.
oh, okay. Hmm.
Ugh. Anyways,
Uh,
what were we talking about? Columbus.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went we went to the zoo, and we went to what was the other thing we went to? The
I know
zoo
you
and
guys
the
was trick or treating. Yeah.
Kosai was the science center down there.
Oh, okay.
Because they had a Paw Patrol exhibit that was like they've been advertising, but it's like it's like one room the size of our like this half the size of our basement with like Paw Patrol stuff in it,
Oh,
which is
wow.
fine, right? I mean, it was fine, but like the way they made it seem, they made it seem like it was taking up half the museum, and it was like one room. It was, I mean, it was fine, right? The kids played in there for like an hour, and my son is obsessed with Paw Patrol. I'm like, I don't. It's fun. It's fine. I just, man, that show is just like everywhere, man. And every time, every episode
He
he watches, like all the dogs get new vehicles. I'm like, oh well, there's your toys, or
Curry, you
oh, they have outfits. There's some toys. Oh, they're in space now. Guess we got to get the space tower.
I, I don't forget I worked at Toys R Us for 9 years, so I know
I
all
know,
about the Paw Patrol
I
and
know,
the
but
DVDs, the toys.
that's why I
Yeah.
like Bluey, man. They're always just at their house, or they're always at school, right? There's no in between, right? It's just the Bluey and the bingo and the parents and the grandparents
Mm.
and the neighbors, and that's it, right? That's I love Bluey, man. Bluey's the best. Can we talk about Bluey for a second, and not the terrible
Yeah.
video game on Switch, just the show?
The game was terrible on every platform. So,
Yeah.
by other people
Although
opinions.
although if you have an Xbox and you're an achievement hunter, the 1K achievements only takes about 2 hours. So pro tip. If it doesn't break and crash on you, that is.
Yikes.
Oh, it's bad. But yeah, we had fun, and yeah, the zoo had the boo at the zoo, the trick or treating thing, which was fun.
That was
So,
cool.
did you say what you ate yet already? Oh yeah, you did. You said you had
Yeah,
Chipotle.
I did.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I had my chicken lo mein and fried rice. I had that,
Mm.
which was like really, really good. Um, I had some checker fries, um, BK. I haven't got a chance to go up to um my grocery store up in Kenosha Woodman's and see if they have like new foods and stuff. I haven't had a chance to go do that. Um,
Hmm.
but I might do it this weekend. Friday, I, I am going to be. I think if Friday or Monday, I'm going to take a trip up to Chicago. Like take the train to the city,
Hmm.
and then kind of hang around there. I'll reach out to Grayson and be like, "Can we get some lunch somewhere?" and then come back because I know he's reviewing the game. He said that he's reviewing something. I don't know what it is.
I do.
Shout out to Grayson Morales. Um, at Game Rent. You guys go show him some love. Go show Game Rent some love too. Um, but yeah, I'm really just trying to, man, like enjoy this time off from work. I really need to just like get away. Like my friends and family are more important than this place and all the confusing scheduling. So,
Yeah, you say that, and then you like realize that you need that place for money, and then it becomes
mm.
important, which is like, I don't know, man. We just need to.
Oh, the check's been good. I'm not gonna lie about that. The check's been good, but I'm just like this. I'm like I just need to be away. Like I just need to disappear and be with my family and friends, my online friends, and then people in real life
Mm.
and everything.
Oh, real life people, huh?
Yeah,
Man,
I mean, sure, do if I could come and see you, I would, but
nope, don't want you. Leave me alone.
I just will come up to come see the house, see the kids. Cause I haven't. I'm like I would love to meet Miles and Riley for the first time.
Mm. Miles would be
See
scared.
how.
Miles is afraid of everybody. The first time he meets them.
Then he'll
Uh,
hang around with me and be like, "Hi, Uncle Eddie."
he
uh,
he I'm trying to get him into video games, man. He's just nope. Neither of them are biting on the gaming thing, and maybe they're just too
get,
young and just don't care
yeah,
right now. But
just give him time.
also like my wife's not into games, so like that is kind of like a
Mm.
you know
He's
wait till
starting
she's
to look like you with certain expressions. He'll be like, "Ooh." Just like, "Oh yeah, that's a Corey expression." I see it in the eyes, and I see it in the facial features. So yeah, um, but yeah, everybody, that's gonna be snacks in though. So, we're gonna get into play with power.
yeah
Okay, so well, I finished like a dragon, Infinite Wealth. Great game, truly a great game. Sega's knocked it out the park with that. I kind of did mostly everything, like besides like some of the side mini games and stuff like that. I did a little bit of the Animal Crossing kind of stuff, but I'm just like, well, I kind of just want to finish the main game and the side events and stuff and everything. Uh, Seeing how it all unfold and seeing the ending was kind of funny, but also heartfelt. I really did enjoy like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Um, and everything. I still have it on my Xbox. I'm still playing it for a little bit. Uh, but I'll probably take it off. Um, because tomorrow, by the time we're recording, Dragon Age Velgard will be out, and I will be picking my copy up from Best Buy and installing it. I'm super excited for that game. Um, so yeah, uh, started like I said, Metaphor Re Fantasia, and I know everybody's going crazy for it. Um, it's it's good. I like where it's going and everything. I'm not feeling the music in this like everybody is. And that's nothing against Atlas or something. I'm just not feeling it right now because it's so many cutscenes. I'm like, it's still taking me a long time. Like I just got into my first battle almost 50 minutes into the game,
mm,
and I'm just like, okay, I haven't been able to grind. I haven't been able to go to the shops. Um, and I'm like, I hope this is not like this game. And then, of course, no people are loving this and calling it game of the year and stuff. But I'm just, I'm being patient with it and everything. Because even like with like a dragon, I'm just like, there's so many cutscenes that's taking up all the gaming time that I want to have. Like I want to play the game. I want to do some action. Um, and it's just like, come on now, you got to move
mm,
this along. Shouldn't be like 12 steps. Here go another 5 minute cutscene. Like, I get what you guys are going for, so I'm excited to play more. But I'm just, yeah, it's just I'm like, I just hope it's not too many cutscenes. And yes, I know it's an Atlas game, still
mhm.
cutscenes. And hopefully that's gonna probably be the same thing from Dragon Age Railguard. Hopefully not too many cutscenes, but I'm super excited to play that. Playing Emil, the Smiling Man. I'm halfway through the game, so by the time I come back next episode, I will have finished the game. Um, for
And you'll be
I'm
able to
def-
hear it on Patreon for $1 at that point
yes,
too, I think.
yes. Um, Oh, and shout out to Jake and Cordy for our last expression pass. That one was a really good conversation. So if you are a Patreon member, uh, hopefully you guys enjoyed that discussion too. If not, just for $1, like Corey said, join our Patreon, get some extra content. You will really love the discussion we had, about Nintendo and streamers. Really, really good conversation.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I might
So
put that one out for free, like maybe in the beginning of December because it was a really good discussion.
I was talking to Jake about that, because I didn't get a time to like talk to you. I say release it for a Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens. We gotta.
Yeah,
I'm starting to fill content for we're taking probably 2 weeks off at Christmas, so I'm trying to find ways to fill that time with
time
stuff. Plus, like we got to get ready for the bossies again, which I'm like dreading
dreading.
incredibly because of how much work it was last year. But it's fun. People like it, so we're gonna try to do it again.
Yes, yes. Uh, so yeah, that's so yeah, been playing my Xbox and my Switch. But I've been just playing more of my Xbox. I picked up Octopath Traveler 2 on it. Super excited to play it again on Xbox just to see the difference and like get the achievements and stuff. Octopath Traveler 2 is so good. That game music,
Hmm.
whoo. That's why people were mad who played Octopath Traveler 2 why it didn't get RPG of the year or
Hmm.
even get a nomination. Like it's really that good for it. Like I
Nice.
mentioned, never just goodness, I not to spoil anything, but Corey, when I
Hmm.
as you being an artist, even if you don't buy the game, I really hope that you even just watch a playthrough and just be amazed at the luscious art in that game. Um, just like it, I've said it's like Bob Ross meets uh Bob Ross meets it has like a samurai Jack kind of vibe to it also. Um but it was the colors in it, the way they got the trees and um uh goodness. Hold on 1 second. Mm.
Uh
Oh
oh.
yeah, the style and look of Never is like a mixture of Bob Ross meets Ghost of Tsushima with bold colors that have no shadows. And when I mean that, it's just like it's you'll see a color and it's just straight that color. And they use it in such a effective way. And then there's some things like with little details here and there, but I was just like, oh my goodness. I could not stop looking at every level. And I will say Black is like the enemy of this game. Black represents like the darkness and stuff. But there's like one stage where and this happens in Greed too, where it's just a lot of red. Like you kind of start the game off with red and stuff. It's this one point it spreads out and you just see all of this red to it. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, I see what you're going for. It's expression, and like it's a very artistic game, just beautiful in its execution. Um, and that's all I'm really gonna say until you guys read the review. So I'll probably go into detail about it next week. I know Pat, he got the platinum for it on PlayStation, so uh yeah, never just it. And I know some people are going to look at it and be like, "Oh, this is like a Studio Ghibli kind of film." It does more than Studio Ghibli. I'm just going to say that. Uh, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed Never with it. And what I wanted to say before I hand it over to you, Corey, the reason that I brought out Hellblade 2 and I brought and connected to Never is that both games look beautiful in its execution with art, but they deal with darkness so well.
Hmm.
Depiction of darkness that Senua has to go through, definitely with like sections where the father is talking to her in the mind and it goes that dark.
Hmm.
There are parts where Alba, who's the main character, which there's a part where she's falling from the sky, and when she lands, she falls into all of this darkness. And it's just it's a whole there's one whole level where it's literally black, white, and gray, and you barely hear any music for it. Yeah, Berlin's music. Shout out to him, to them. Phenomenal soundtrack, and I realized that they are doing a physical with the soundtrack. Like I think a deluxe version for it that's coming out in March of next year. I don't know. The pre-orders might be up. I'm definitely waiting to get paid this week, and I want to see if it's live, so I could just order it and get a cent. Cause man, that soundtrack is amazing. But like, yeah, the darkness that Senua deals with in Hellblade, and the darkness that Alba has to deal with in Never, just like y'all did this tone so right.
Hmm.
And it's just like one did it do expression of art, another one did do expression um of just like of, I don't want to say guilt, but the heaviness and like some of the emotions and things that she had to go through. Someone has to go through. Like it's done so well in both games, and I'm just like that's why like if I really had to pick like game of the year that's excluding Nintendo stuff, it would probably be a fight between those two. And like
Hmm.
I wouldn't know I wouldn't know who to choose. I know I said Hellblade 2 earlier, um, for it, but I'm just like, man, never would probably give that game a run for its money. Um, and I think it would be had to be like, yeah, I would have to talk to somebody. I'm like, you would have to play both games in order to have that discussion and everything. But definitely, Corey, for you, I definitely would say like just watch a playthrough if you want to or if you care. It's just like appreciate it for the art that's in that
Well,
game.
I'll probably play it because I really liked Gree a lot.
Hmm.
I just need to get it.
Yeah. So, yeah, so my review, everybody, please go read it. I am still in the process of writing it because like I said, I just had to process this game. I'm done processing. I know what I want to say. Part of it's on paper. Uh, so yeah, I'm super excited for everybody to read my review for it. But that's pretty much in um I'll be going back to Echoes of Wisdom once I'm done with Emio and um Metaphor Re Fantasia when I'm done with those games. And everything. So
Nice.
um yeah. I'm waiting for Xbox to get Silent Hill 2. I don't know. I think we probably won't get it till next year. Uh
Mm. Well, I think PlayStation partially funded that game, so I don't think it's coming to Xbox.
oh, I
Maybe
thought it was
maybe it will, but I don't know.
because it's
I,
like Bloober Team and Bloober Team and Konami, so I don't. Um,
yeah. Well, also Konami doesn't know what they're doing, so whatever. It took
yeah,
them 2.5 years to get Castlevania DLC into Vampire Survivors. So
that looks really cool too. When I see the trailer, like that looks
yeah,
really good. Um,
yeah,
so,
man.
but what about you, Corey? What you been playing?
Oh, what have I been doing? I've been so I was playing Ghost of Tsushima and I was really enjoying it, and then my PlayStation decided to take a big nice not turn on poop.
Oh,
So this is like the third time it's happened, and it's just I'm just like done with it. I'm about ready to like trade it in and just get some Switch games or something and a new Xbox controller because I desperately need one of those too. Um so but like I wanted to keep playing like that type of game, so I went back. I know, stop. I know. So I went back to like some Assassin's Creed games,
ooh,
and
nice.
I'm like I mean, I probably like a year and a half ago, you and I had this conversation of like I wanted to get all the achievements in the Assassin's Creed games, right? And so I re-downloaded the first one and the Ezio collection on Xbox because I want to play through those.
Ooh.
I want to replay those. I've never played. I've played through the Ezio trilogy, but never through the Ezio collection. Right? I played the 360 versions of those games, and now that they're all cleaned
I've
up on the new consoles, right? I want to play
I
them.
play I play Assassin's Creed 2 on PS3. I've never played the first game. The first and third game I've never played.
um, so the first game's fine. It's a cool start, but it's not like
Mm,
it definitely is not the best. Which I think they're going to remake that game as an open world game for the probably the 20th anniversary of that series, which is in 3 years. um, Jeez, I can't believe that game is that old already. Uh, but in the meantime, I was like, I was playing Odyssey, and I was like running through the world. I'm like, I'm having fun, and I want to play the DLC, but I never played the Origins DLC. I never played the Hidden Ones
mm,
or the what was it? The Curse of the Pharaohs were the two DLCs.
yeah.
And so not only did I reinstall Origins, and my biggest complaint with Origins is that it just felt slow and clunky, right? That was my
Yeah.
big like the combat didn't feel fluid, but Edward, I figured out the problem with the game for me. Now, granted,
Mm,
there's still not. I still don't understand how you parry in that game because it is not as intuitive as Odyssey. I still think Odyssey's combat is much better.
mhm.
But Ed, I found some daggers, like the dual daggers, in the Hidden Ones DLC,
Ooh.
and now the combat, at least the aggressive nature of the combat, feels much more like Odyssey than it did with like the swords and the sword and shield, or like the dual swords that are kind of slow, right? That was
Mhm.
my issue, and I found the daggers. I'm like, yes, this is it. This is it. But there's still no like I even like looked online to see how to parry, and like what they were telling me just wasn't working for me. So I just don't know if my timing is off, or if I'm just not doing it right, or what. Um, so I finished the Hidden Ones DLC. I 100% of the entire map for that
Nice.
DLC because like they're both the DLCs have their own maps. They don't take place on like the main map. Um, and so I 100% of that, and then I went to the um I went to the Curse of the Pharaohs, and I'm at the right level, but it's very hard because Origins what came out at a time when like Dark Souls was huge, like
Oh
massive, massive.
yeah.
Like Dark Souls 3, I think what had just come out in like a year before that or something. And so this is when Assassin's Creed tried to be Souls esque, and so that's very difficult. I played so there. I think there's 3 or 4 pharaohs that you have to fight through in that DLC, and I fought the first one, which is Nefertiti. In that DLC, like I still didn't complete that map, because you're in like the afterlife. When you go
Mhm.
through the tomb, like there's a special doorway you go through, and then you go to Nefertiti's afterlife, and there's like a curse within the afterlife of these pharaohs that you have to get rid of. This is a story, and the one section I didn't finish was there's these giant scorpions that roam the area, and they are just in Assassin's Creed when things are too powerful, they don't even have the level of the character. It's just the red skull
Yeah.
above it. That means you can't fight them because they're too powerful.
Careful. Yeah.
There's two of those in one area that I just can't finish. The rest of the area is finished. I just can't do that. So
You just
what
gotta
I
level
decided to
up.
do was like look through the achievements, and I'm like, which ones haven't I done? And so I'm going through and cleaning up the achievements, and one of them is 100%ing the entire map, like the entire main map. And I'm like, oh geez, this is going to be a quite the challenge. But also, Origins map is only about a quarter of the size of Odyssey, and I already have most of it done. So I don't know if
I
that's
need
going to.
to I need to reinstall Origins and finish that game. I think I got so sidetracked by the side quest.
Mhm.
I think I just straight need to mainline it.
Yeah. So what my goal is to like get all the achievements in Origins, and then I'm going to play through the first one and get the rest of those achievements, which I'm gonna have
Mhm.
to play through the whole game again, which is fine. I like that game. It's not very long. I think to 100% it takes 15 hours to 100% it. It's not long at all.
Yeah, I got the Ezio collection on my Xbox. I'm
Hmm.
installing it now. Um,
Yeah.
I think
Uh,
that's one. Is that 1, 2, and 3?
it's two Brotherhood and Revelations, and then because like the Assassin's Creed 3 is actually like the sixth game in the series.
Okay.
So you have one, and then there's that weird PSP one called Bloodlines,
Yeah.
and then there's two Brotherhood and Revelations, which is all kind of like the Ezio storyline, and that kind of all counts as two, I guess, right? And then
Mhm.
three is Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed Liberation, which was the Vita game, which stars that woman in New Orleans.
Yeah.
um and then you have Black Flag and Freedom Cry, which are like, that you play as Edward Kenway, which is kind of like a prequel to 3 sort of, but the future stuff is a sequel, but the past stuff is a prequel. And then Freedom Cry, you play as the escaped slave who is like helping a bunch of slaves escape through the Underground Railroad, which is interesting. And then you have Rogue, which is where you play as the Templar, right? It's like the other way, right? It's the one game where you play as the Templar and fighting off the assassins instead of the other way around, right?
Hmm.
So that's in like if you're playing on Switch, that's like the Rebel collection is for Freedom Cry and Rogue are in the
Okay.
Rebel collection. And then you have Unity and Syndicate, which were the last of the like old style Assassin's Creed games.
Looks like
Uh,
the online ones,
yeah.
kind of
No.
thing.
No. Well, Unity was multiplayer, but you can play the entire game by yourself.
Okay, because I got Syndicate through Xbox Go.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. I got Origins. I got Black Flag.
Yeah, I
Um,
have I have them all because I'm a loser, except for Mirage, which was the newest one. I was like, well, I should probably play Valhalla before I play Mirage, so I'm not even going to bother buying Mirage until I finish Valhalla.
I have Mirage, Valhalla. Um, Valhalla was the first one, right, for like the new gen game
No,
systems,
it was
right?
the last
And
one.
then Mirage was the first one
What are you talking about?
when Series X and PlayStation 5 came out,
Oh yeah, Valhalla was the launch one for those. Yeah, but
and then
Origins, or if you have them on Xbox, Origins and Odyssey have Xbox Series updates for free.
yeah,
It's very
I have
nice.
I have or I have Origins for physical. I have Odyssey for digital because I got it on Xbox One when it was like $3.99.
Mhm.
When the whole Assassin's Creed was like you get the whole series for like $45 plus tax. Be like,
Yeah, they have
dang.
that. Yeah, they like right now. I think right now, even like there's like the Assassin's Creed like Legacy collection or something, and
Uh-huh.
it's like the Ezio collection through Odyssey, I think, and it's like $30, and it's like God, there's like 1,000 hours of game play in this in this collection for $30. Oh man, Assassin's Creed is so good. I don't know why people don't like Assassin's Creed. I'm sitting there
Because
playing. I'm sitting there playing Ghost of Tsushima, and I really
Mhm.
liked it. Right, I really like Ghost of Tsushima. It is an Assassin's Creed game, and it is not like in terms of gameplay, it is not as good as Assassin's Creed in my opinion.
The Assassin's Creed got Mega Man. Because and people who don't catch the reference, Mega Man had too many sequels coming out almost every year, and it was just like nothing was really changing. They were just putting a lot out, and people were kind of getting like, "There's
But
nothing new
they do
about this."
change. They do change though. That's the
They,
thing. Is people just look at them and they're like they're open world RPGs. Okay,
uh,
yeah, but how many open world RPGs come out every year, right? And like, hold on, let me finish before you poo poo on my parade here. Like Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla all play
mm,
really differently, and the settings are different, and the way you like upgrade your characters is different. The way you like, you know, yes, there's hunting in all three, but like, okay, Origins you use hunting to like upgrade like some of your armor. Like it's more of like a you upgrade your armor instead of finding new pieces on the ground, right? Whereas Odyssey is a loot driven game, right? Where you find new
mm,
armor and then you apply it and whatever, right? And that's how you upgrade your armor. And then
yeah,
Valhalla is more of like a, oh, well, we have skill points and you can kind of just like apply your armor, and your armor kind of dictates your like different abilities or skills or whatever, right? And it's they're all different. And I know people are like Assassin's Creed is very formulaic and whatever, but like, okay, well, what do you want? What do you want them to do? Because you said you wanted an old school Assassin's Creed, and Mirage is the worst selling game in the series. So what do what do you want? And Valhalla, Odyssey, and Black Flag are the best selling games in the series. So I don't know what you want.
to me, it was just this. To me personally, it was just the sequel thing. So I wasn't trying to poo poo on it. It was
No,
just that
I get it.
it was just so many sequels, and I think two hit such a high level with the game with the series that everybody started trying to compare the two, and it just never got to that level. And then when the games became bigger and longer, it felt like it was more doing all of these side quests to get
Hmm.
the full experience of the game than it was for the story. So it was just like, this is too, people was overwhelmed because it was just too much content in the game instead of just making it a nice 30 to 40 hour experience and
Right,
everything.
but
They had
if you look at two, right? Like, okay,
mhm,
Assassin's Creed 2 to 100% it might be 25 hours. Okay.
yeah,
Well, there's 3 games in Assassin's Creed 2, right? You have 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. And
yes.
that's like to complete the entire story of 2, that's still like 100 hours, and you paid more for that. So like why are people we could have a whole conversation about this. I just I don't understand why people are like people hate on games all the time that I don't really understand. Hellblade is another one, right? Hellblade 2, right? Oh, it's
Mhm.
too short. Okay, well, all you want is short story driven games. So here's one and you poo poo on it. And then you have a game like Assassin's Creed. Oh, it's 150 hours long. Okay, well, you just what
And
the
the
internet
the
sucks.
time the time thing is very confusing because it's just like, you don't complain anything about this in a Grand Theft Auto game or Destiny or stuff like that, where you're kind of doing repeated things. It's a lot, but I'm like, if another game does the same thing, you have a problem with it because of the time factor. And I'm just like, you can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose your anger for a series that's doing something that another series is doing.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. Now, everybody could say that well, why you don't like Grand Theft Auto, Eddie, but you like something like Sleeping Dogs. I'm like, because Sleeping Dogs respect my time and it's not a bunch of nonsense. A lot of that makes logical sense.
Hmm.
Plus, Sleeping Dogs controls well and great music and great story, and just love that game. I'm not mad about what Grand Theft Auto is doing and offering, but there are things about that game that is just broken, and they don't ever. when a new game comes out, it doesn't feel like it's fixed.
Mhm.
And so there
Yeah.
are better games that could do it. I'm not saying better games. There are other games that could do it, but and they do it better. Like the
Mhm.
open world formula has changed, and we mentioned here on Power Block, Breath of the Wild changed the open world game. The idea of open world, even though it collects different things from other games, it has changed it.
Yeah.
If you want to
Well,
spend 15 hours a week,
their tower system is ripped straight from Ubisoft's
it's
formula.
awesome. Yeah.
I
And
mean, I know what you mean. Like, I mean, Breath of the Wild did a lot, and I think the thing with Breath of the Wild too is like you look at the map and like there's a lot of mystery, whereas you look at an Assassin's Creed map, and yes, this I get where people are annoyed by this, but I actually like
mhm.
really love that the map tells me where to go. But
Yeah.
like it just like looks like they vomited waypoints all over the map, and it's like okay, well, whatever, right? You can turn in, but like thing that people don't understand is you can turn all that stuff off in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla. You can turn all that stuff off if you want, and
Mhm.
people just don't take the time to do it because they just like the Ubisoft meme, right? Which, whatever. I That's another game that I really want to play too. Is the Star Wars game Outlaws, and I just haven't had a
I'm
chance to play it. But
I'm
I
waiting
know
I'm waiting
it's
for
gonna
the
go on
out.
sale.
Well, I think me and you talked about it. I think we're waiting for the update to drop, and then we're gonna
Yeah,
get the game. That's for me, at
yeah.
least. I know people want the sales and stuff for it, which will probably be a Black Friday thing. But I'm just waiting for the update to come so I can
Hmm.
pick it up.
Yeah, I definitely think that update's going to help a lot, and then yeah, Black Friday is going to have a huge sale, I think. So Ubisoft always puts all their games on sale for Black
Yeah,
Friday.
because I'm just like, man, you drop the week right before PAX. I'm just like, I can't do it yet.
Yeah.
That adventures of man. I'm like, well, I'm be in Seattle, so sorry.
Yeah,
Uh,
good times though.
well, Corey, should we get into Femi News?
Right, I forgot we're still doing that, huh?
He's having a good discussion. Look,
I'm just enjoying my time, man. I just
Corey, I think look, when last episode when you Andre was talking about Xenoblade, I was just like, the moment you start Xenoblade 1 or Xenoblade 2, once you start doing your run, I'm running that series along with
well,
you.
that's the
Um
thing too, is like I want to play those games too, and I'm like you look at the Xenoblade series in its entirety,
mhm,
right? Well, I guess
yeah.
don't count X because it's on the Wii U and whatever. Um, you look at
Nitty.
that series in its entirety, and that's like 500 hours if you're going to try to 100% it, right? At least, probably
Yep.
more. I know I'm underestimating that. And then like
And
I'm really into the like Assassin's Creed right now, and that's another like 4 or 500 hours, and I'm like that could take me like that. I could play every night some of those games every night for
mhm,
like 2 years and still not finish all that,
ish.
which is
I
fine. And then like then I'm like looking at the games that I want to buy and play, and it's like I don't know where to start, and it's just like I have all
you
these Switch games that I want to collect and buy and put on my shelf, and it's like okay,
lit-
neat, but
literally the week of Thanksgiving is just full on Lost Odyssey. Like, as much I got that game ready to go. I played a little bit. I'm
yeah,
probably gonna
Lost
start it
Odyssey, man.
over. I need to finish it. I need to start it from beginning and be committed to doing it at that end Black and Blue Dragon. Like, but Lost Odyssey is a game that I need to finish. And like, I normally have a Thanksgiving game where I just play that one game most of the whole day. Unless I'm hanging out with you or anybody. But I'm like, that week, Lost Odyssey, yeah, I need to play that just up from Sunday to Saturday that week of Thanksgiving. Um,
Yeah, so
so yeah.
ah man, I'm really enjoying Assassin's Creed Origins though. I'm having a blast, and Bayek is an awesome character, and
Mhm.
Aya was a great character, his wife in that game, and then there's another female character that I just in the hidden ones that I just kind of ran through it with, and she's super cool. And um, not sure that they, you know, dress that sexy in ancient Egypt, but You know, we'll let that slide because the game is fun.
We'll let the game have its fantasy fiction. And
Also, like you're just running through the fields, and there's and like the female field workers, like they're like their boobs are just hanging out, and it's just like, what is happening? If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network. Anyways, get me out of here. All right, Fammy news, Ed. Let's get into this Fammy news. So, Nintendo Switch Online is hitting its 3rd anniversary, and Nintendo says, stay tuned for excitement in 2025. This article from Go Nintendo says, they say time flies when you're having fun, and certainly has been the case for the Switch. There's been all sorts of amazing experiences and releases since day one, and this includes the release of Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack. Believe it or not, it's been 3 years since Switch Online Expansion Pack came out. Has it been Expansion Pack 3 years? Dang.
Mm-hmm.
N64, GBA, Sega Genesis, along with expansions for some Switch exclusives. Nintendo continues to release content for expansion pack. It seems they're gearing up for goodies next year. Nintendo sent out an email celebrating 3 years of Switch Online. Stay tuned to find out about some excitement. So that's really interesting that they would send that out. I don't know if that means that they're expanding going into the new consoles, or if they're adding older, like more classic consoles. I mean, they can't really add any more Nintendo consoles unless, they start moving forward with GameCube and Wii, and then like I think the Castlevania Dominus Collection in particular has proved that you can do DS relatively well on the Switch without having to have the dual screen, right? They did it. Like that collection is incredible. Like you just put the second screen, then you just put them side by side. That's a genius move.
Capcom did it with Ghost Trick for Switch, and I think they have the touch option if you want to do it like handheld and stuff, but you can play fully that game with the controller.
Yeah. And so we're going to talk, this is going to be our expansion pass for the week, Ed, is this conversation, like what they could add. But just to kind of tease that conversation, what do you think they could add specifically?
So
because I have thoughts.
I mean, they've been adding so if we're going just by games and really not systems, they still have the Famicom and Super Famicom games. They even have Europe, the UK games, a PAL version of games that haven't came out. If they want to do GameCube, if they want to do Wii, they can. But right now, everybody's just like, okay, what about TurboGrafx? TurboGrafx was on the Wii Shop on the Wii. They could bring those. Sega CD could drop, or 32X could drop. Like Sega still have a lane. Like everybody want the Sega Saturn. Everybody want the Dreamcast to come. So Sega could still be a big supporter for Expansion Pass. Shockingly, we could get 3Duo. We could get Neo Geo. The way that Sakurai has all of those systems and stuff. We see it in Smash. Atari could bring their game, even though they got the old games. Like, we haven't had any Jaguar games. And regardless if they are mediocre or they're not their questionable content and stuff, Atari still can make a splash on it. So there is still ways that Nintendo could go out and get some kind of emulations or whatever from other companies with a lot of the systems, even um systems from Neo Geo, like the not the Wavebird, the Wonder Swan. They could get. They could go to Panasonic and try to get some CDI stuff. Like they could go, if there's a way to get ahead on some of these older games and older systems, they could still bring it to Nintendo Switch and put them on expansion pass. And if they want to raise the price by $10 or $20, they can. Don't forget, it's for a full year. You make
Mhm.
one payment per year, so they can add more. Even though if the price decides to go up, they can add more because they're adding a whole bunch of value, and you're paying all that for 1 year.
Yeah. I
Why
mean,
not?
I would pay $60 like a year. Man, I still think Switch Online is its expansion
Mhm.
pack is a great value. I mean, they just added Banjo-Kazooie. Um, for me, I think a lot of Sega stuff is maybe in the pipeline. I think you could see potential for like Game Gear or Sega CD or 32X or
Yeah,
even Saturn to an extent. I would love Dreamcast as well. I think Dreamcast would be incredible, and sell the Dreamcast controllers and like little VMUs. That'd be awesome.
yeah,
Uh, but like I think that has great potential. I actually really like what you said about the Wii Shop channel, like those eShop exclusive or the Wii Shop exclusives that kind of
yeah,
got erased from time coming back at some point. Even there were some Wii U games that went away too. Like I think that would be really interesting. Like you make like a Wii and Wii U kind of shop for those games. And um I think TurboGrafx, like I think there are a lot of older consoles outside of Nintendo that would be that people don't really care about, but are
yeah,
interesting and good for a preservation perspective. And I know you said Jaguar. I know Jaguar is infamously hard to emulate.
yeah,
Digital Eclipse did an amazing job on the Atari 50 collection getting those Jaguar games to run. Um 3DO I think would be awesome. I think those Zelda games in particular would be interesting, right? To have on Nintendo Switch Online. I know Nintendo doesn't
yeah,
really want to acknowledge those, but like those are an important part of Nintendo's history, whether they want to admit it or not, right? Like they were licensing out these games, or like, what if you got, what was that weird PC Mario game? Not Time
Mario's
Machine,
Missy.
Mario thing, maybe like that would be
Yeah.
interesting. Some of these weird, I mean, even Mario Teaches Typing would be interesting if you could put a
Oh
keyboard
yeah.
up cared about, right? Like that would be interesting. Especially if they're that would have been interesting with like something like Labo, right? Like a new version of that, where or something like their kind of school initiative. And I know Labo kind of fizzled out once COVID happened, and people kind of
Hmm.
stopped caring about the cardboard stuff. But that was still an interesting idea. I thought about getting the piano kit for my daughter because she's like, I showed she's really into crafting and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know she would just want to cut the cardboard up and make something like stupid and whatever. Okay, whatever. But like, I think that would be an interesting thing to do with her specifically. Um, but yeah, I think Switch Online has some great potential, and I'm really interested to see what consoles they add to it specifically because I think the third party stuff is going to be hit or miss all the way around because
Hmm.
Capcom's selling these collections, Konami's selling these collections, right? They want to make money off of their collections. They're not just going to give it to Nintendo for a small fee, right? They're going to sell these things, so which they should, right? I mean, Mega Man's still very popular, and so is Castlevania and Contra and all these
Yeah.
things. But um, I think Microsoft has been the one key player in getting these games over, right? I mean, Banjo-Kazooie, a lot of the rare stuff is making its way over. I mean, GoldenEye was a huge thing to come over, and
Huge.
Perfect Dark,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see some. I think you're going to see some sort of. Actually, I'm going to save it for expansion pass, but I think
Okay.
now that I'm thinking about it, with Sega's kind of uh, retro revival initiative, I kind of think Dreamcast might be an interesting pull for this,
Uh,
specifically for
Yeah.
Grind Radio and Crazy Taxi and stuff like that. So
Yeah. If Nintendo, no disrespect to Microsoft, but if Nintendo could beat
mhm.
Microsoft to the punch of getting Dreamcast games, that would be huge because it's a
Microsoft
huge
doesn't know what they're
library.
doing, man. I I
I
love
know,
my Xbox, but they don't know what they're doing.
but I will I like literally because the moment Dreamcast drops, yes, Jet Set Radio is going to be one that everybody wants, but it's going to be like where in the world is the goodness, the RPG. I just lost it.
Fantasy Star,
Not Fantasy Star, the other one. Um
Beyond Oasis,
no, not that one.
Skies of
Uh
Arcadia.
Skies of Arcadia. I
It's
had
so
a picture
funny.
in
I
my
just had
mind.
I just had a big conversation with my cousin's friend Scott about Skies of Arcadia this weekend.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah,
man, where
that's
is
the one
Skies of
that
Arcadia? Where's our Skies of
that's
Arcadia Legends remastered? Where is it? Give it to me.
oh, I want that GameCube version so bad.
I know, man. I mean, I would take the Dreamcast version at this point too, though, right? I
Mhm.
mean,
Should at one point I had both of them. I don't know what happened to them.
yeah.
I'm gonna let that be what it needs to be. Yeah, but it's just like, and I think we still don't have like Mega Drive games from Sega on
Hmm.
on it. So there's still a lot that could be brought to
Yeah,
the
where's
channel.
Enduro Racer and weird Alex Kidd games and the bad versions of Sonic 1 and 2?
Shoot, where's the
Free the
Master
Master
Systems?
System.
Yeah, hang on to Pro Wrestling. Where my games
Oh
on the
no,
Master System
the
and Black
terrible
Belt.
Rocky boxing game.
That I could get to the third boss, but didn't get my tail whooped because I could never beat him.
Shinobi.
I was watching a playthrough of the Sega version of Shinobi,
Oh man.
uh, of the Master System. The reason I say that, everybody, is because Tengen, which was Namco, they kind of somehow programmed Shinobi to be on the Nintendo, and it wasn't supposed to be that. So that and Tetris. That's why those games are about 1,000 plus some dollars, depending on if you can find them physical.
Man, Master System. I had one with a ton of games and I sold it.
My brother had two of them, and I beat 95% of his collection. I never beat Joe Montana football on there.
Oh yeah, Joe Montana '94. Man, give me that. Give me the Redskins and a spin move.
The first Joe Montana I beat, I actually love that one on Sega Genesis, and Pat Riley's basketball I beat on
Oh
Sega
jeez,
Genesis.
Power Riders basketball.
Actually, the first NBA 2K on Dreamcast I actually beat also.
Yeah,
Um,
man, NBA 2K, man, so many.
I was the
Man,
Blazers.
it's so hard to believe. We'll talk about it on expansion pass because I got. It's just
You got thoughts?
there's so many huge hits on the Dreamcast. It was only out for a year. Anyways, our next story.
That's why I seen that Soul Reaver 2 or Soul Reaver coming out. I'm like, oh dang, nah. I'm like, I know I want it. I know I'm going to get it. But man, Soul Reaver on Dreamcast was everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Such ass. Go ahead, Corey.
Anyways, where are we at? All right. Yeah. Okay. So Nintendo Switch Online, sticking with it. Banjo-Tooie is making its way over. Very excited for this. Banjo-Kazooie is one of the best N64 games, period, in my opinion. I know you either love Banjo-Kazooie or you hate Banjo-Kazooie, but it is one of the best. Look, if Mario 64 could walk, so Banjo could run. Okay, that's my opinion.
I played a little bit of Banjo-Tooie, but I never got to fully beat it.
I played Banjo-Tooie before I played the first one.
Yeah, I
Which is
played the
not
first
how you're
one.
supposed to do
Yeah.
that, but you know. But yeah, it's yeah. I'm excited for it. Although I will say if you have an Xbox and you have Rare Replay or Game Pass, those are the superior versions. But the N64 versions are good as well, especially if you have the N64 controller. It just feels better. Which we need to talk about the N64 controller too, man. How did we even try to
I
use
love that
that thing?
controller.
How do we
I
try
love
it?
that controller.
How does that even happen?
It was so comfortable to me. I think
It was something.
because I've been used to Nintendo controllers, running around with Mario with the analog stick felt so good. Playing with Zelda in 3D felt so good. Like I got used to it, and then the GameCube controller came out, and I was just like, "Yep, GameCube controller is like the best." Like I just cannot help it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hold on.
So yeah, the N64, the Wavebird, like
All right, I'm
yeah.
back.
So
My my laptop isn't charging with the charger. I wonder if the charger is burned out or if it just came unplugged somehow. Oh well.
oh no.
But in about a half hour, I'm probably gonna have to get up and figure out where to plug this thing in.
Okay.
It's fine for now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Speaking of fine, this is not fine. Surgeon Studios, the studio behind Tales of Kenzara Zhao, has put their entire games division on hiatus and has put their entire team on notice for redundancy. So this is not great. This game got caught up in a ton of like quote unquote woke whatever because people are
Nonsense.
stupid, and the game is just about a kid in Africa mourning the loss of his father. That's literally what the game is about. And the head of the studio is actually the voice actor for Bayek in Assassin's Creed Origins.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad they got to make this game, but I feel for everyone affected, and I feel really bad for him in particular because he got caught up in all this and this awful thing that happened to this game. Because
Yeah.
so many people have to say something about everything.
I
You know,
I was asked talking to some people about it. Like I kind of throughout the question, it was just like why is there some gamers who just want games to go back to the straight white male default for their hero or their protagonist? It feels like anything outside of that, they're calling woke and they got a problem with it. I'm
yeah,
just like,
it's so stupid, man. It's just
mm-hmm.
I so when I heard the studio might be in trouble, I actually bought the game on Switch. I didn't know if I was going to play it or not. I just, I it's one of those things where like the game is good and the people that are working on it are good people and just want to make a game to tell a
Yes,
story. And I feel really bad for them, the studio, and I hope everybody lands on their feet. I hope you know I just it sucks when this stuff happens because of something stupid, because yeah, I mean I have opinions I don't know how much they matter, but it's just stupid. I just feel for the studio, and I feel for the game, and I feel for the employees, and um,
Yes.
you know. So okay, let's be cheerful for a minute.
Yes.
Universal Orlando is opening Epic Universe in May 2025, which includes Super Nintendo World, and that also Donkey Kong has made the key art for Super Nintendo World, which a lot of people are suspecting that the Donkey Kong roller coaster is going to open with the park uh, in May. So that's cool. It's joining the third section of the Harry Potter Wizarding World parts, which is the Ministry of Magic, I guess, and parts of Paris. I think this whole section was supposed to be based off of the new Fantastic Beasts movies, and then they didn't do very
Mm.
well, and then they fired Johnny Depp, and then what's his face got in a lot of trouble for grooming children. I forget what his name is. The guy that played the Flash in the DC movies. I forget what his name is.
Oh.
I don't really care what his name is either. So they kind of changed it to be, more in line with the original movies, which all that's going to change in about a year and a half anyway, because they're doing the show. But they're also doing a How to Train Your Dragons, Isle of Berk, and Dark Universe, which is the Universal Monsters stuff. I don't know, man. I didn't know How to Train Your Dragon was that popular. Harry Potter seems kind of like, why are you doing this when you have a new thing coming out that's not based on this version of Harry Potter? I know Universal is trying really hard to compete with Disney, and they do a pretty decent job
Hmm.
being, aiming more towards an older audience, right? With like the roller coasters and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think their Marvel contract is running out soon. And I think they want to get rid of the Marvel stuff in particular.
Because
Because
Disney owns so.
well, yeah, but they landed Nintendo, right, which is
Yeah.
huge for them. And so if they can expand the Nintendo stuff in a way that makes sense, I don't think you need Marvel, right? And obviously, they also have like the DreamWorks stuff, which is Shrek and whatever else DreamWorks has put
Yeah.
out. And they have all that stuff, so I think um I think they're going to try
DreamWorks
to move on from Marvel.
is DreamWorks Universal's idea of Pixel. Not Pixel. Pixar.
Pixar.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I I don't know. I think so, but I don't know. I don't know enough about DreamWorks, except that they hired Michael Eisner at one point, which was Disney's CEO for a long time.
Hmm.
Man. But yeah, Epic Universe is getting the Nintendo stuff. I hope everybody enjoys it, because I won't
Awesome.
be going. I'm not
Which
interested.
reminds me, which reminds me, I still need to go get Epic Mickey.
I know I need to get it too. I didn't get it yet either. That's one of those games that's like, I feel like if you don't buy the physical version within the first couple months, it's just going to be gone.
Yeah.
So
But no, in Best Buy, they got like probably like stacks of them somewhere in the warehouse or something. So they'll just ship it to me
yeah,
within like a day and a half.
yeah. So yeah, let's Oh my gosh, I just opened Nintendo Life. There's somebody randomly created Zelda Breath of the Wild on DS.
Yeah. I just seen it.
Oh my gosh, I don't. Whatever. That's weird.
Uh,
Also,
I read.
everybody prepare. Just be aware that the Mario and Luigi Brothership stuff has leaked, so be aware of that. I'm looking for the I saw this on Bloomberg, and so I opened it, and I forgot that Bloomberg you have to pay for it after a certain number of clicks. So I'm trying to basically Bandai Namco has canceled a bunch of titles, including a Nintendo collaboration project, and they are incentivizing resignations, and they are just, I don't know what's going on over there, man. I thought
I
I thought Elden Ring was like huge for them. What's going on? And like they have all the like the
the
Dragon
an-
Ball games and stuff. Like what's going
That's
on
the
over
thing.
there?
The anime games are not making themselves, and
They
I
just
think
sold Sparking Zero just sold 3 million copies in a week. What are you talking about? They're not selling. Where are you getting that information from? It's definitely
a
not
lot of
NPD. Definitely not looking
look.
at that.
I mean, that's the anime games. People think that the anime games are hurting Bandai Namco, and some of the other games that haven't sold, and everything like those the Tail remasters that came out and stuff. I might be hurting them. Not. I really don't know how. Um, but like it has to because of Bandai Namco and Bandai having those all those rights for the anime video games. Even like with Sandlot, I don't think that sold well. I think with these anime games, they think that's hurting Bandai's business because those games are not selling a lot or meeting expectations and stuff. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I could go off. Everything else, I have no idea. I'm like, shoot, y'all was killing it for a while, Bandai Namco, and so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they had too many projects um in the pipeline, and they was putting in a lot of money, and they wasn't getting anything back. Because I thought that Sandland would actually sell a lot, and it didn't. Even with Akira Toriyama's death, um, being a factor that people thought that game was going to sell as much, and it pretty much didn't. That game came
Well,
and
it
went.
wasn't apparently it wasn't very good though. That's the thing. You know. I don't know, man. It just sucks to see. Um, I hope everybody figures that out too.
Yeah,
I'm really tired of talking about this stuff. Yeah, my nose is like super stuffy, and I don't know why, and I hate it
stuffy.
because I can feel my nose just. Mm. GameCube controllers might be making a comeback, Edward. I thought they already
Ooh,
did for Smash Brothers, but apparently those are the Smash pads, not the GameCube. I'm like, they're just black GameCube controllers with the Smash logo on them.
right.
So apparently there was a Reddit reset era thread from Family Boards that said Nintendo Projects Switch 2 is supposedly getting GameCube controllers. Let's see. I don't understand this because the GameCube controllers have already been out for Switch for so long, which I want to get. I need to get a couple. I have
Hmm.
the adapter, but I've been using my regular GameCube controllers on it
Yeah.
for Smash, and that's kind of it. But I just I don't know, man. It's cool, but they've already been out. So unless they're going to
Yes.
sell them specifically through NSO, right? If GameCube games really are coming to NSO, like that would be a way to do it. But I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a little bit weird. Maybe we'll get Wavebirds this time.
Oh, please, so I could order
Give me
one.
Wavebirds with Rumble, and I will pay $100 per controller for that.
I might have to send some money in too.
Oh
Like
my
Minty, I
gosh,
got them coins ready
the
for you.
Wavebird controller is the amazing. Oh, I love the Wavebird.
Never
So
got
good.
to use one, but I remember seeing the ads at EGM and just everybody talking about them, and everything. So, like a wireless GameCube controller, yes, please.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. I If you give me different colors, I guess I already have the orange one, and I have a cool white one, and I have the indigo ones, and I don't know what to do now. It's cool though. It's cool.
Yes.
But Ed, that's gonna do it for Family News.
Alrighty.
So, um, let's see here. So let's get into the topic of the show, Ed. It's been 8 years since the Switch reveal. What an interesting time for us, because we were like a year into Pow Block at that point, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
And I
And
think we was like, well, maybe our second year. I think
maybe we were, yeah, maybe we were somewhere in there. Um, but I was on my honeymoon when it was revealed.
and I was at home. I think, or
Yeah,
I was at. I had just gotten off of work, and I remember just getting home. Uh,
yeah.
and then we seen the trailer. Because I think once we both seen the trailer, I think we was messaging each other. Did we record? No,
Um,
we recorded when you got back.
no, we recorded when I got back. I put a video on Instagram, I think, at some point.
Okay.
uh, but yeah, I mean that was really interesting. I mean, they had the I mean, they had like Karen playing on the rooftop. They had somebody playing Skyrim on an airplane. Um, what else did we?
We seen Breath of the Wild being played, and everything. And then the dog said, "It's time to go for walks," and he put the controllers on and walked out. I'm like, huh? And then the trailer rolled, and it was just like Nintendo Switch. Like that's the only video that doesn't have the Switch controllers coming down. Because after that, they started doing it.
Yeah, it was really fascinating reveal, because it was just kind of random, right? I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
I almost expect the Switch 2 to be the same thing. Um,
Did
and
we get the reveal in September?
um, no, it was
Or
October
or
because I was on my honeymoon.
okay, September was the Doom reveal. When it that Nintendo Direct happened, and we just could not stop talking about it. We just like, wait a minute, what? And that's when we just like, oh, this is about to be major.
Yeah, yeah,
Because we reacted to it after seeing it, we were just like, dude.
yeah, yeah. It was a really cool. It was a really cool reveal,
Hmm.
and it got everybody excited because it was doing everything that people wanted, right? Like it was. And I know people were still skeptical, right? Because people were like, if this doesn't work, Nintendo's done, right?
People was calling Nintendo for the launch library, and then it was just like, okay, and once the system rolled out and the launch library came out, and then games was still being added. Nintendo was hitting like first party every month or every other month. Like it was just like a phenomenon when it came out.
Yeah,
It literally changed gaming in general.
yeah, yeah. It
And
was
then once third parties started making like Bethesda or ZeniMax, I should say, when Doom came out and Bethesda was hitting 1 million, and other games was hitting 1 million plus, and physical copies were selling out, they were just like, "Oh, we're making money off of this system. We're not being put in the red. This system is putting us in the black."
yeah,
Like it was always something. Switch made limited run famous. um Capcom and Konami and Square Enix was like a big contributor. Ubisoft was a big contributor. And there still are. They were making money. Of course, this is all about the business, it's all about the money. But I'm just like, when your game is selling one plus physical,
hmm
in a week or two. Like, it don't matter if you competed with Nintendo or not. Your $700 game is is really hurting you, but this $15 million game or reproduction copy or whatever that you put out is making you tons of money. Yeah, and pre-orders jump back up of being popular because of Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I took off work that day to go stand in line for my pre-order. I mean, that was I mean, I think I took that week off to play Zelda, I think. I couldn't
Hmm.
stop playing. I couldn't stop playing, and I think that was like really the first time, well, maybe not the first time, but like it was definitely a moment where I think my wife knew games were more than just something I did after she went to bed, and was because like I was playing on the couch all day. I had it plugged, like I had the plug next to the couch. I had, while we were watching TV or something, I was playing like it was probably the last time I was playing games like 6, 7, 8 hours in a day. And it's the only time within the last 10 years I can remember doing
Hmm.
that, aside from like maybe going to my friend's house to play a Destiny raid for the first weekend or whatever, right? Like that was, and like I don't do that. Like I would love to do that, but like I know, there are responsibilities and things, right? But like I was obsessed with Breath of the Wild. I was obsessed. I couldn't stop playing it. Like we talked about it for like 2 months straight on
Yeah,
I mean
you was
like
playing
that.
the you was playing the Switch version. I was playing the Wii U version because, and I was working at Toys selling Switches. I had when we actually got one in, I had to put my Switch on layaway, um, just to make sure that I had it and everything.
Yeah. It was it was something, right? It was that's that reveal and that system, and like
Dude.
it gave me that feeling. I think the last time I felt that feeling actually was standing in line for something like the Halo Collector's
Hmm.
Edition at midnight, right? Like that was like
Yeah.
everybody was there, everybody was excited, everybody was talking about it. Everybody in line could not stop talking about Zelda. And they're like, "Oh, what other game are you getting?" And people were like, "Well, I got one to Switch, but I'll probably just play Zelda or Super Bomberman." I mean, that was the grand return of Bomberman. People were excited for Bomberman.
That that them must was mad at, I think, were they mad at Kojima, Konami at that time, or no? I think Kojima was
No,
still there.
Kojima had left before then.
I had just left. Okay, so people were mad at Konami. Super Bomberman R incredibly sold everywhere. It was one of the first third party games that sold out that they had to replenish. Like
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah.
Even before it went to PlayStation and Xbox, like like Konami was like getting good back. That's why people don't. Why I said 2019 is one of the biggest things that happened to Nintendo Switch, because Fire Emblem, Three Houses,
Hmm.
still to this day people talk about that game and play it. You went
Yeah.
from Fire Emblem Three Houses to Astro Chain to Link's Awakening slash Dragon Quest 11. You Nintendo was hitting everything. Splatoon 3, Xenoblade Chronicles, Splatoon 2, Arms, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still one of the best sellers on the system, with Animal Crossing probably falling behind.
Yeah.
Like, and then you get the remasters, you get some of the remakes, and like you get some of these indie games, like the library for Nintendo Switch just grew. Indies was
Hmm.
making bang for your, they were just begging in business, because you could, I'm like, if you was gonna have an indie game and that money that you got for those sales ended up going on to making a physical, people were gonna double dip. Like the Switch caused double dipping to happen.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, look, how many games did we buy digitally and then turn around and bought the physical edition when it came out later? Or, I mean,
Death's
indies
Door.
like, yeah, Death Store. I bought that game like 4 times. So, what do I know? Uh, yeah, it's
Shoot, I
yeah,
got
it's
Cuphead. I got Cuphead on Xbox and Switch. When dude, when the that's crazy how Cuphead was great on Xbox. That mug was on the number one pre-sale charts on Switch alone for a whole month. And when it came out for PlayStation, didn't nobody talk about the PlayStation version. But they know that about the Switch version, you know. So
mhm,
it's just like it's just it just amazes me that how even after 8 years, even up to now, we don't know if it's going to be PlayStation 2 or whatever, but it's doing all that it can. It's still selling everywhere. Metroid Dread and the OLED was like a big seller. Like, man, and some of the games, and I mentioned Metroid Dread because Mercury Steam, like they got dogged because of Castlevania, that Castlevania game they made.
yeah, that almost
Uh,
ruined them.
Yeah, them must came in right after we've seen them make Samus Returns on 3DS, and then Metroid Dread comes out, and it's like I think so 3+ million. And it was just like this needs to be game of the month, and people felt like it got robbed because of No Way Out,
Mm,
or no, I mean not No Way Out. I mean It Takes Two. People were upset, be like, this game beat out Dread, and it was and this and Dread is still being talked about to this day. No disrespect
mhm,
to It Takes Two, because I know that it just did some numbers and people are excited about that. Um, But like, man, we got a 2D Metroid game on a console system that everybody loved, that everybody was
mhm,
talking about. It was something that, goodness, this is kind of on a somewhat Team Ninja kind of thing, Tecmo kind of thing. It's like I said earlier, like Tecmo, man, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and then even Fire Emblem Three Hopes. It's an amazing game.
yeah,
It like the replay value. It's just it. People were buying the pro controllers, buying different Joy-Cons, buying Nintendo Lite, buying these special versions of the Switch, even though they own the regular one. I have a Switch Lite. I got a Zelda one with Tears of the Kingdom drop. I had the Zelda controller. Like, and the Amiibos was still doing well on Switch.
mhm,
Man, the characters for Xenoblade 2 made the Xenoblade franchise bigger than what I expected when they came to Smash.
mhm.
Sephiroth dropping on Smash.
Sora dropping on
Sora,
Smash.
you
Called it.
you ended you end the DLC. You did call
Mhm.
it. You end the DLC with that bunkers. Smash did
I hope they
numbers.
release a version of Smash with all the characters on the cart. Like, I wonder if they'll do that because they did that for Mario Kart, at least not in the
Mhm.
United States. uh, because those versions of Mario Kart come with all the tracks on them now, which is cool.
Yeah.
So,
So,
man, the Switch, what a great console. I'm ready for the new console, but like
mhm.
I'm gonna be really sad when I have to put my Switch away. I'm gonna this console was special in a lot of different ways, right? And I think not
Yeah.
just because like I don't know, I attribute a lot of what we are doing now to this show, really, right? And what we've been able to accomplish with this show because of the success of the Switch and I mean, it's this show and Destiny are kind of like the two things that I kind of point to of where, like, why we're at where we're at. And
Yeah.
um I the Switch is always going to be a special console, not because, I mean, it's got an amazing library of games, right? I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah.
But I think just in terms of what it's meant to us personally is, I don't know if the next console can really replicate that, you know. So yeah, the Switch is it's a special console, and I'm excited to see how it ends. You know.
It's even just going into 2025, it's it's still going to be a big deal. Metro Prime 4 looks amazing. We don't know what that's going to lead. And it's just like, we don't know what Nintendo still has under its belt even before the new system comes out. We
Mm-hmm.
won't find out anything until the rest of Nintendo's first party lineup releases.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Metroid Prime 4 is like the game for 2025 for Nintendo.
Yeah. It's Yeah. I don't know though, man. I mean, there's a lot coming out next year already. So,
Yeah.
which we could talk about that too, but I don't. Let's
Side tangent, Corey, before we go on
another one.
to I will say, because everybody go watch um uh the Xbox Partners Direct, Partner Showcase. Really great games coming out for 2025. I was thoroughly impressed of all the games that's coming out for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Also check out Xbox Casual. You guys like did a phenomenal job with that discussion. Like, man, they really got some great games coming out. And I like when Microsoft, even though it's like a Nintendo Partners Direct kind of thing, I'm glad that Microsoft is kind of doing the same thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is their second or third one. I know they started doing it too. I think after Nintendo started doing the partner ones. Uh but they have had a really impressive lineup for it.
Yeah.
So, um,
Yeah, I'm interested to see what else is coming to Xbox next year. So, um
hmm
and yeah, I just wish Xbox would get their stuff together, but that's a whole
another
nother
topic
bag
for
of
another
worms. I don't
day.
feel like. Yeah. All right, Ed, time for Pack Watch. This is what you can
Yes.
expect to see on your Nintendo Switch in the coming week. There's a lot coming out.
hmm
Date Everything is coming on 10/24. Date Everything is a sandbox dating simulator set in the comfort of your own home, featuring 100 fully voice actable, dateable characters. Let the romance flow between your bed, smoke alarm, and overwhelming sense of existential dread. Are you ready to date everything?
Yes, I think this was in the last Nintendo Indie
Mm-hmm.
World Direct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one I think both of us are looking forward to. Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven.
hmm
Um, this is an expansive new RPG that spans generations. You don't just play as one protagonist, you follow a lineage of emperors in their ongoing battle against the seven heroes of the ancient myth. This game is a remake of 1993's Romancing Saga 2. So
Yep.
I like how the description says it's an expansive new RPG, and then the last sentence is it's just a remake.
Remake. Right.
Jeez. I got this right off of Nintendo's website too, by the way. Oh man, good times.
I do the same thing. So,
Shin Chan Shiro in the Coal Town. The mysterious train stops in a lively and prosperous town that seems to have been frozen in time since the Shawa era. In this town called Coal Town, there's an energetic working class people going about their day. After meeting a mysterious young girl, Shin Shinosuke becomes friends with these people, and so begins Shinosuke's newest adventure.
okay.
So those are all on 10/24. On 10/25, The World of Kung Fu Dragon and Eagle. This is an old school Wuxia, a role playing game set in ancient China where players navigate difficult decisions and engage in turn based battles.
Okay.
On 1025, this could also potentially be interesting because Sonic Generations was great. Sonic X Shadow, Sonic Cross Shadow Generation. Sorry, all you cross people out there. Jeez. When Dr. Eggman teams up with his past self and the mysterious Time Eater to erase their past defeats and rewrite history, they scatter Sonic and his friends across space and time. It's a great description. Also on 1025, I'm actually really looking forward to this too. Ys 10 Nordics.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, these games are. I mean, these games are becoming almost as big as the Trails series at this point. I think.
I gotta talk to Kim about that. I'm like, I need a list on all the trail games and how to follow them because he's very well
I
versed.
have a list. I have a list because I was thinking the same thing. But not all of them are on Switch yet, so
I just know they
that's the other
just talk.
problem.
I just know they talk too much. I'm like, oh, good googly moogly.
Well, it's an anime RPG. What do you want?
The answer is
Yeast
that.
Yeast 10 Nordics, partnering up with the Norman Warrior Karja, Adol must take the waters of Abelia Gulf, navigating vast stretches of ocean, consulting maritime maps, and even getting into the naval battles with enemy ships. This latest title in the Yi series takes us back to a younger Adol as he sets out on an open sea.
And I played this at PAX East. Really good. I think I played it on PlayStation. I didn't play the Switch version.
Yeah,
But it was really good on PlayStation. So PS5.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I we'll get into it later. I could go off on another tangent right now. I don't want to. And then on 1029, Monster High Skulltimate Secrets is coming. It's your first day at Monster High where all monsters are welcome, but some strange events are happening. Can you uncover the mystery of the doors and ancient keys and bring the school back to the authentic spooky self? Play and discover its Skulltimate secrets.
How many of these kids are still in high school? It's been past the 4 years.
Right.
Oh.
Anyways, what sticks out to you, Ed?
Definitely East 10 Nordics, Saga Frontier. Saga Frontier, good googly moogly.
Hmm.
I'm looking right at the list. Romancing Saga 2. I hated Saga Frontier for PlayStation 1. That's
Oh
why.
yeah, man, dude,
Ugh,
Saga Frontier was one of
that
like the 10 games I had for PS1, and I hated it.
it was this past question mark content everybody. It was garbage. Full on garbage with hot cheese on it. Um Sonic and Shadow Generations, I'm gonna wait for a sale. For it. Yeah. Date everything, I'll probably wait for a sale. Shin Chan doesn't look like it's my cup of tea. And Monster High Ultimate Secrets. It's a Christmas gift from a random person. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, Ed, let's get in a question block. Um,
Yes. Question block.
uh, if you want to write in, you can join the Discord, email us, or look for a free Patreon tier, or look for a Twitter thread. All those things. And our first question comes from Sam Hall. He says, "Hey guys, I have a question about the next Mario and Luigi game. Do you think it'll be a big difference from the older titles, or do you think it will follow the formula? I'm excited for the game, and either way, it'll be fine with me."
I think it's gonna be a big difference. A lot of the Mario and Luigi games, they always did something different. Definitely on the DS and 3DS. Like inside Bowser's Story, um, you got a shoot 'em up game, like a vertical shoot 'em up. So I think, of course, the comedy and the writing is gonna be good. You're definitely gonna be getting different moves and everything. But but outside of the combat, I think there's going to be different things in the game that Nintendo just haven't revealed yet. So I think it's going to feel different. And plus, we really haven't got a Mario Luigi game for console. The series been mostly on handheld. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. Also, it just sucks that it's a week before Dragon Quest 3, and it's gonna be hard because I don't want to rush, but brothership brothership to get to Dragon Quest 3. But yeah, it's gonna be toughy for me with that one. But yeah, I'm excited for that game too.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I really don't care if it follows the formula or changes a lot. I just the Mario and Luigi writing is always really good, and I think we saw
Hmm.
some of that in the recent Paper Mario games, and um Zelda has a lot of that in it as well. So
Yes.
I'm very excited for that. Our final question of the night comes from Ninty Benti. Hey guys,
Hi,
I just
Nitsy
found the.
Bitsy.
Oh, I forgot to write the rest of the question. Hold on. Oh no. Anyways, um, hold on. I gotta find this question. I started writing. This is one of those things where I started writing the question, Ed, and then I,
Get busy.
yeah,
Thank you, Nitsy Bitsy. Hopefully you enjoyed more of our podcast. I'm happy that you found it. And I hope you check out some of our past episodes. And you look forward more to Nintendo Pow Block. We got some really, really great episodes that you should definitely check out. I will say, if you just need something to listen to while doing something, check out our our Metroid Cross Hell Divers crossover episode. That we have a part one and a part two. Really good discussion. That we had with that game. Of Metroid was like almost like a Hell Divers that was on PS3 or PS4.
I think it was
PS3,
on
I
both
think.
actually.
Probably on both. Uh,
Helldivers, the first one,
yeah.
it was on both and Vita actually.
Oh, and Vita. Okay. Yeah, and this is like if they had a crossover, me and Corey was bouncing off ideas, and it was supposed to be a 40-minute expansion pass. I think it came out to almost 3 hours or two and a half. We didn't even have a topic that day, but we just actually started talking about it and made an episode. So if you want to go check out our old history for those episodes, we do recommend checking them out. Hopefully you do enjoy them.
Yeah, yeah. All right. This question. Uh, hold on. I just had it open and I'm changed windows because I got distracted. Oh man, where'd it go? Okay. Uh, I have a question about the launch lineup for the next Nintendo console. Do you have any wants from third parties, and how do you think they will adapt to Nintendo's hybrid consoles?
um, I think for Spoken, I would love to see on it. I've been wanting to help. Um, I've been wanting Titanfall 2, but I'm just like I'm not even gonna worry about it no more. I don't think EA and Respawn is gonna. I don't think they're gonna support Nintendo still once again. But I would love to have Forspoken on the console. Um, I think Call of Duty we would get maybe a old one or a new one or maybe a collection. We'll definitely probably have Minecraft. Um, Capcom probably will put some of the Resident Evil games on it, like 7, 8, and 9, or for the new one. Uh, Definitely, I think it's time for a new Mario Kart. Hopefully, Arms 2 will come out. uh, we'll see the new Mario game definitely for launch. Um, I believe we'll see that. Uh, Maybe we would get Final Fantasy 15 and 16, or the Final Fantasy 13 collection. I would love to see on there. Um, Maybe Monster Hunter. The next Monster Hunter game will be on there. So I like some of the games that are out now for Xbox um and PlayStation Series X and PlayStation 5 may may come to Switch. I like the Saints Row game. I wish they would bring that out. We may get the Tomb Raider collection of the modern games. So Rise of Tomb Raider and Shadow of Tomb Raider.
Well,
I'm for real,
it
dude.
really seems like they're going in order right now, because like
Yeah,
I mean that the original trilogy came out, and now Revelations or Last Revelations, Chronicle, and Angel of Darkness are coming.
yeah. I'm definitely getting that one. I hope they fix Angel of Darkness because I never got to play that one, but I heard it was like,
Yeah.
uh,
Um. So yeah, I
yeah. What was the one Magic game that EA uh and that one studio that released? Uh, goodness, um, it came out at the wrong time, like last year, I think.
hmm.
Um,
Uh,
because they had to cut off like 45% of the studio.
mm, yeah, I don't remember.
Uh,
I
but
feel
what would you
dumb.
like, Corey? Um,
I mean, Tomb Raider is an easy answer. I love those games. I love that trilogy. I actually I like the Legend trilogy too, though. I really like the Legend Anniversary and Underworld. I really hope those games come over too. Those, I mean, they're all backwards compatible on Xbox, so and I have them all technically, but I
mhm.
think that those games were an important transition period for Tomb Raider, and they actually, especially Underworld, did a lot of interesting kind of uh, really experimented with environmental stuff, which was cool. And yeah, I I just really enjoyed it. So I think those are games that I would really want. I would also really want I would really actually really like some more Assassin's Creed games on the console. um
Yeah, I think the rest of those games will come to it.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, I wonder what because the when Tencent Brian what's the company that they got closed? So Tencent brought them with Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, I wish Hi-Fi Rush would show up on there. Uh,
I'm shocked that it hasn't come out already.
oh, Immortals of Avion. I would love to see on that one. I think I think it would have a better chance on Nintendo's next console.
Yeah.
Um, I really don't care for Elder Ring and stuff. Uh, maybe put DMC Devil May Cry Turbo Edition on there.
I mean, I wonder if that'll
Kakaf.
ever get re-released. They already did that definitive edition, right? I mean, that definitive edition is really good on Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
god,
sure
that'd be so good.
they got 1, 2, and 3 on there. They haven't put 4 or 5 on there.
Mhm.
But I'm like, shoot, throw that DMC Devil May Cry reboot so I can play it on Nintendo. Play that game in turbo mode. Oh, that turbo mode is so good. That game is just so good. It's
Yeah.
just unfair that how Ninja Theory got treated but with that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that's it. That's all we got, Ed.
All right. Well, everybody, that is going to be the show. Before we wrapped up, this is kind of a serious moment. Um, there was a person I don't fully know who they were, who like we weren't friends or anything online. Um, but he took his own life. Just found that out. One of my other friends who were friends with him, was kind of sad. And it, he had made his final tweet on March 5th. No, not March 5th. I'm sorry. Um, October 5th, and he ended up taking his own life on the following day. Um, and I just want to say, I'm sorry to bring the show down, or that sounds kind of depressing. But like, if you reach out to somebody, like, get help, um, and everything, because you're not alone in this world. There's always someone out there that cares for you, who wants to hear you out, who's willing to help you do whatever your situation is. Um, it's kind of just it kind of hit me, um, just seeing someone make their final tweet, and then you find out something tragic happened to them. So I just want to say that, like, during this time, so if you guys are going through stuff, really reach out, talk to somebody. If you're looking into therapy, or you're going through it, you know give it your all. I would say, because it's sad when someone who is passionate about games and the content that they make, like, ends up doing something like that. It's, you know it is a scary thing to read that someone passed away. Definitely when it deals with an issue with suicide. So, just really, if you guys are going through stuff, just reach out and talk to somebody. You are not alone. Um, that's why even here at Boss Rush, like, we love talking to you guys. We love talking to our community and everything. And even though it may not fix all your problems, letting talking to somebody here and being able to be heard and stuff should kind of be a good thing and everything. So with that, everybody, we're going to head out on this episode. Thank you for listening and or watching Nintendo Pow Block, which is part of the Boss Rush Network. If you enjoy our discussions, please do subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast application. You can support us over on patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Bye. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.